Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Super Summer Slayem NA 1v1. I am Daiku, one of your cast for today, and with me I have Nux. How are you feeling, Nux?
I'm excited. I am honestly really excited for today. It is beautiful. It's summer. We have John Cena. We have WWE. We have The Rock. We have Becky Lynch. We have Xavier Woods. Wow. How do you feel about all these characters coming in?
Bro, it's the most surprising thing of my life. I would have never expected this, because I've played Brawlhalla for close to 4 years now, actually way longer. And if you told me that we would have John Cena in our game, I would have just told you are.
You know what's crazy? We now have the ability where John Cena can fight Princess Bubblegum. Like that is.
No, it's crazy. It's ludicrous.
It's absolutely. It's ludicrous. Out of the four, who do you think's the most played?
John Cena for sure, because Hattori's broken.
Yeah.
No, but Hattori is a character that a lot of people play. Everyone loves the ninja, so John Cena is definitely going to be Hattori. I mean, that's the character we're going to be seeing the most out of the skins. But I'm feeling some of The Rock in there. Some
Dwayne The Rock Johnson, yes sir, yes sir. Okay, so how about out of the four characters, who is the best crossover 6?
Oh, you can't do it like that.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna be political. They're all great.
Yeah, they are. There you are. The animation team always does a wonderful job.
Oh yeah, they're amazing. I do think John Cena's "You Can't See Me" takes it though, in my personal opinion. That one makes the signature feel like it's better than it is.
Honestly, just for the backstory of John Cena itself in WWE and how much history that has, even outside the game, bringing that here, it's just a whole nother level.
Yep. And with that, though, we are going into the first match of the day.
I am excited. Santi and Sandstorm to start it off.
Is this right? Are we seriously going to have the first match before top 32 to be Sandstorm and Santi?
That is crazy. One of them is going to the losers bracket before T32.
Is it T? I wonder if it's just on the cusp of T32, or if it's before. I don't know, but I know it's going to be a relatively early match. And anyways, with that said, Sandstorm, one of the most household names in Brawlhalla at this point, wins close to everything. If there's a tournament, Sandstorm has probably won it before it even happens. On the other side, we have Santi, one of the players online that generally a lot of the top players are scared of. Which is funny because as a viewer or spectator, most people don't care as much about Santi as you would like a random name like Remy. That brings fear to you, right? But Santi doesn't have the same aesthetic to it. However, all these top players are terrified of Santi. And I've talked to multiple of them, and they always say that this guy is a wild card to play against.
He is definitely a wild card. He can take it right underneath you. He is that good. He is totally capable. Sandstorm, he's going to have trouble if he underestimates Santi in any point or fashion. And just to let you know, this is actually for top 16.
Okay.
Sandstorm and Santi already made it through. Yeah, they already made it through top 30.
Still an early match. All right. Interesting to see Sandstorm on Petra. This is actually completely new. His teammate Bhoomi plays Petra, so I find this relatively funny. On the other side, it's probably because of all the balance changes that has happened recently. So Scythe had a bunch of changes to it, and it seems like Sandstorm is preferring this Petra now ever since that.
And likewise with Santi giving up the Asuri with all the Qatar nerfs. How do you feel about those?
I think the Qatar nerfs honestly didn't do as much as it looked like it did. It honestly just reverted Qatars back to the pre-patch state. And they were pretty good. As I say that though, Sandstorm, quick silent recovery. So far, not much special happening. Players are still trying to just find reads on each other. Just core good gameplay coming out from both players.
Honestly, the neutral game is so tight. If you look how close they're playing together, it's move after move after move. There's no separation. They're not really resetting neutral. They're just trying to keep at it. Different from the type of matches we're used to seeing, especially this early on.
Yep. I think that's what happened when you generally have two high caliber players. Santi, I think, hasn't had the most respectable results in 1v1, which puts him at a lower seed than usual, allowing a match like this to happen.
Oh, and Sandstorm's just going crazy with the SIGs on the right, on the left, just throwing Santi for a loop. He can't really do anything. And another one off the left side. Crazy. He is back and forth.
Wow.
He has a 2-stock lead.
Sandstorm utilizing these things just really well, and he just out of nowhere just managed to take a huge lead.
Honestly, out of nowhere, and he's still not going to die. The recovery does not kill.
Nope.
He's invincible. It's Santi barely missing.
I think that actually wasn't true because of how long range it hit. It hit like at the possibly longest distance that I've seen it hit, and that actually makes the recovery just not be able to follow up. But it doesn't matter. Santi does manage to get that recovery, does get the KO. Needs to do a lot of work to make this happen right now, Nux.
Oh, for sure. And all we've seen with Sandstorm so far, he was only using the gauntlets. This is the first time he's picked up orb the entire match, and it's on the last stock of Santi, and he has no room of slowing down.
Nope. And I like the pick of Sandstorm going for orb now. Santi hasn't dealt with it at all this entire match, so having to learn this matchup in this very specific set right now, after playing against his gauntlets when he only has one stock, is probably very rough.
What is the orb matchup favor versus gauntlets in your opinion?
Destroys it. Absolutely destroys it. Orb has way too many high priority moves against gauntlets.
And another sig.
And just like that, Sandstorm takes the first set pretty controlled, as I'd want to say. Although both players are very high impact players and can explode out of nowhere, Sandstorm had a very clean grasp on that entire game.
And look, Santi's going with the character swap. He knows that the Val wasn't working. It was no match for Sandstorm. He made it look easy. So he's going for the character swap, hoping Koji maybe can pick up a different pace. What do you think?
This one's interesting to me. I feel like people undervalue Katars into both Orb and Gauntlets. I've heard from a lot of Katar players that they hate the Orb matchup, that apparently the Orb matchup is hard for them. But on the other side, I've heard from Orb players that the Katar matchup is not fun for them. And I feel like it's generally not the worst. I haven't seen Santi on Koji, so it's going to be interesting to see how his bow fares. I know that his sword is going to do good regardless, as we already are seeing.
Oh yeah, he's so clean on the sword, but I haven't seen him. He's not known as a bow main or a bow player, really. He usually sticks with the Katar or the gauntlets. Definitely looking a lot closer here, though.
Good insider. Ooh, that's
beautiful read.
Yep.
And if you notice this game, Santi's actually resetting the neutral instead of going in because he realizes that Sandstorm is just going to control him, but Sandstorm's having none of it, just edge guarding him.
Oh, no.
And a beautiful ground pound with the orb to take the stock lead.
Yeah, but as you said, Santi was keeping so calm that entire stock until Sandstorm just took it. And as again, he just keeps getting these combos. Gauntlets got nerfed really hard. That neutral layer should not be able to do as much as it used to, but it doesn't matter for Sandstorm because he just finds different paths.
This is why he's the best player in the world, guys. This right here. No, beautiful sick. Oh my gosh.
Signature into signature?
Incredible.
That's actually so good.
Who thinks of that? Again, reasserted his position as the best player in the world. Who thinks of that?
He used the first signature to put him off stage and then another signature to read his dodge.
This is a complete repeat of game one.
However, Santi has possibilities to make this happen, racking up a bit of bow damage right now. Just needs to be wary of this entire stock. He can't take too much damage because he will have to deal with Sandstorm's third stock after this.
But with the aggression that Sandstorm...
Oh my god!
Beautiful! N-Sig read off the top. That's game! Sandstorm takes it 2-0 just like that. Thanos snapping his finger and we're on to the next one. Crazy.
Somebody give my man a Thanos gauntlet because...
Oh my gosh.
At this point, that was ridiculous. I think it's interesting to see someone like Sandstorm on a character like Petra because of how many explosive signatures the character has. So I'm actually very excited about him swapping to Petra.
Oh, absolutely. But I still think his pocket picks, Mordex, he will, if he ever struggles with the Petra, he can always go back to that Mordex. So he has a really great baseline, which again, I do not see how you can beat him. Santi tried to play aggressive the first game. He did all right, but then he just lost his grip around the second stock. Again, he switched characters in the second game, still on the same map, Brawlhalla. But the issue was, he tried to play passive and then Sandstorm would just go hyper aggressive. Yep. So whatever you do, he just adapts. And
that's the bigger problem with someone of Sandstorm's caliber is that although you are playing it outright, suddenly that entire right that you think it's not right anymore. You have to go left because you're losing in that.
But anyways, we got the second set up. We have Cosolix versus Pierre. Pierre on the Taros. Interesting.
So I've heard rumors and tales of the legendary terrorist named Pierre, and I'm actually really excited to see this. This guy apparently is a terror to play against. A lot of people are frustrated with how he plays in ranked, and
absolutely. And that's it right there. It's those GCN6. It's those GCN6 that get you. But Cosolix isn't bearing it at all. He's just going off
he
the
recovered.
edge.
Okay, so he did recover, but he managed to actually touch right before the weapon toss. Pierre almost getting an early KO with that. Oh no, Cosolix needs to.
They're just choosing to play off the edge.
I think Cosolix is disrespecting him a bit too much. One thing about terrorist players is that you feel like they have low IQ. Honestly, like as a player, a lot of people disrespect terrorist players, and I feel like that's why terrorist players perform better than they should in the most cases, because people underestimate them too much, and then they get huge advantages off of them not paying enough attention. And as I say that, Pierre baits him to go in front for that neutral thing. That was great movement. He showed him a neutral air earlier, and that made Cosolix be wary of it, but he didn't actually neutral air this time. He just walked up front and then waited for him to dodge in for that neutral thing. He actually conditioned him to do that. That's really high level stuff. Pierre is not bad, dude.
He's making Cosolix Pavlov's dog, but a beautiful sliding down stick to throw him up the side and to almost even it back up, as we would expect from Cosolix.
Cosolix with his trusted lat. Oh, that looked like a 0 to death. So one thing that Cosolix does often is that he reads an up dodge, and if he does read that, he has a 50-50 on killing you off of a single read. But it seems like he messed it up a little bit, because normally he is able to pull them further away. Oof. Pierre though with that down sig.
Pierre is just looking like a Taros god out here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a beautiful read by Cosolix, but barely misses out of range.
Satellite recovery. Tries to get that early KO with that. I respect it. Okay.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Down there.
And what I've noticed is that Pierre is just trying to play so floaty against Cosolix, and Cosolix really doesn't have an answer.
One thing that's really interesting about Pierre's gameplay so far is that he's very proactive on his attacks, which allows him to actually use more attacks often than not. And as a slower, when he has two weapons that are relatively slow, you want to be able to attack often, because if you're too slow with them, the other player has way more time to react and be calm.
Oh, absolutely. His movement is absolutely optimal here. He's not doing a single thing wrong.
What?
Everything is calculated. From the D-Sig to the recovery, whatever he does just hits. He's going off the N-Sig on the stage. Takes Cosolix into red. He has him off the side. He throws his weapon. It barely misses. He's trying to get the kill. And a beautiful GC D-Sig to take the first game.
Wait, this guy's crazy.
Where did that come from?
Oh my. I mean,
Whose man is this?
I guess the words about Pierre does not precede him, man. This guy actually is the real deal.
Oh my gosh.
I've heard tales, man.
Absolutely crazy. Like, that read was so perfect. His movement throughout this entire set has been optimal so far. Not a single thing has been done that was not calculated. His micro movements, he's looking 7 steps ahead before Cosolix makes a move. So if he goes down, if he shifts up, then Taros is in a position to already punish.
Man, Pierre with that Terra pick is... I'm still kind of blown away. He's really, really fast, which is so good. Because, as I said, it allows Taros to look way more terrifying than it actually is. He's not letting Cosolix read at all. And that's something I see Taros players have a big mistake of. However, Cosolix tapping back with this side sig.
Just trying to go for the sig reads, which I respect, but Pierre just overlooking it immediately.
Guys, great.
So I've
movement.
noticed on all games we played today, everyone's going Brawlhaven. There seems to be a favorite on the floor today.
I mean, Brawlhaven is our final destination, man.
Oh yeah.
Okay, this guy is out of the guard.
Oof!
That was really close. That weapon toss, the GC downsig as a follow-up
would have been nuts.
Very technical Taros as well. It's like everything a Taros is not supposed to be, but this guy is like, I'm gonna be that guy. Right?
Because like Taros is a slow character by default, and a great gimp on Cosolix, hitting him with the slide kick just to kill him on the recovery so he has no jumps. But what's so crazy?
And I do have confirmation that Pierre, right before this, actually beat Cody Travis 2-1.
Are you serious?
Literally one of the most, I don't know, possibly scariest, not an up-and-comer, but solid performer in the recent tournaments, Cody Travis. And someone like Pierre just comes out of nowhere and takes him out. Yeah, and he's looking like he's about to take out Cosolix too. I don't know, man.
Absolutely insane. And Cody Travis is a force to be reckoned with. He got second at the Summer Championships, didn't he? Yeah, it looks like he did. He lost in a reset 3-2.
Dude, Pierre's movement so far, man. Everything he does just makes so much sense. That down there. Oh my.
Cold and calculated.
Cosolix is very greedy with his options sometimes. As you saw, he hit him with the nair and he's like, all right, I'm gonna recover you afterwards. It's gonna hit. Pierre instantly punishes him off of that though, and knows he was almost gonna do that.
It's insane the way he plays Taros.
Wow.
Taros by default is a slow character, but he's playing so fast. And of course, Cosolix with a beautiful sliding sig to throw him off the left side and get it even back up. Yeah, but he has a slight hill to climb to get caught back up here. He is on match set point.
Pierre, he reads so well, man. He also always pays attention to where he's going.
This dash dancing is just, they're prancing left and right. It's crazy. The micro movements are insane. It's left and right like they're in the Matrix.
Cosolix getting these hits though. Oh, recovery. Does not land. Nope. Toss weapon throw. Cosolix is in the lead. We'll see the finish here.
Ooh.
Oh, stops there.
Weapon desperately, but that'll take it. Stops there. He's gone.
I was gonna say we were talking mostly about Pierre the entire time, but it's so hard not to. But it seems like Cosolix finally cooled down a bit on that last stock after losing the first game, after almost losing the second game, which would have been his end. He seemed to have calmed down a bit more now, way more level-headed with his approaches and what he actually chooses. He's not being as greedy as he was previously, which is why Pierre had a lot of cool, I want to say free hits, but easier attainable hits than he should have gotten. I think now, after what just happened, Cosolix will be able to go into this match way more level-headed and be able to show the consistency that we know Cosolix for.
Yeah, I think that first game was him just getting his bearings because he wasn't expecting this Taros pick either. He was not expecting Pierre to play that well. So finally, he downloaded the knowledge, and this game through, I feel, will be very exciting.
Yep.
And almost immediately, just off the edge, they're just trading hits back and forth, hammer versus hammer. It is Goliath versus Goliath. There is no David in this lobby.
Pierre trying to threaten, trying to find some space to open it up with, but he can't find it. Cosolix being so scary, man.
Yeah, just those sliding sigs. He does it every time, but they're so difficult to read. But Pierre's doing such a great job at dodging.
Saw that in air? Oh, that jump GC down sig read. I actually respect that a lot. How Cosolix dodged diagonally into him, that would have been the end of him. Okay, what? Oh, nice. Dude, if that had been a down sig, I literally thought I was a down sig. If you had punished him like that, I would have been like, this guy's the best player in the world, free.
They're just going back and forth. This is big level ping pong right here.
Will we see the KO early on for Pierre, or will Cosolix be able to take a lead? Cosolix is usually very good with keeping leads once he gets one. He's one of those players, but as I say that,
well, you were right. He was in that situation. If he was in yellow or if he was in orange, he would have gone for a sliding sig there off the edge to try to combat him on the edge, but he didn't. He stayed back, which allowed Pierre to then go up and hit him with the side edge.
A downlight follow up there. Pierre is so good at choosing moves to follow up with Axe, man. I need to learn something. What is that?
I gotta learn from this man, but barely misses. If Pierre would have dodged down, that would have been game over. Again, off the edge, barely any options. And Cosolix just deep diving for no reason.
That grab barely gets
a crucial mistake.
That might have been the set ending play, actually.
The rocket ship is supposed to go up. Cosolix not down.
Man, I was thinking about little Einsteins right now. We're just like, we're going on a ship, on a my favorite rocket ship.
Soaring through the sky.
A little Cosolix.
But just like that, the professional player he is, he evens it back up. And we've got a game 2, 1-1, game, point, and set. It is completely even. He has evened it back up. He has righted his wrongs.
Pierre. Will this be the defining moment of this person, man? If he manages to take this match, he might become...
This is a breakthrough. This is a breakthrough match, and he gets it! A beautiful weapon throw. Pierre takes down Cosolix 2-1 to move on to top 16.
Holy... Pierre, man. What? His tax is on the roll, and he's right about that. Where did this man come from?
Out of nowhere.
A technical Teros that is faster than any other Teros players and seems like he genuinely has a higher IQ. No offense, my mans.
Wait, I don't understand. We've got Simba and Remy on the double John Cena. I don't know what match you're watching. I can't see him right now.
I mean, I
don't know who's playing.
You know,
I can't see him.
I went on the interwebs, right? And I searched for Brawlhalla and I tried to find a Brawlhalla match, and for some reason I'm now watching WWE. I may as well be in the ring, because
honestly,
this makes absolutely no sense. But the thing is, I wonder who they're going to be picking, because right now I can't see anything.
They're both locked in on the John Cena's, but I don't know. I know Simba's known as a Hattori player, Remy as well, both storied Hattori players. Maybe they're paying tribute to John Cena in the pregame lobby. I don't know. But Daiku, don't let this man distract you from the fact that in 1998, The Undertaker threw Mankind off Hell in a Cell and plummeted 16 feet through an announcer's table.
I'm gonna have to leave.
Awkward silence.
Anyway, with that, we're moving into the match. We have our double John Cena's. We have Remy on his fabled Hattori. We have Simba on his own fabled Hattori. We're going into this match with this beautiful...
How do you think this is going to play out? Because Simba is known as a hyper-aggressive player, and Remy tends to be more passive in the sense of waiting for their opponent to approach him.
That's actually, that's a great question. I have no idea. I'm almost gonna have. It's hard to say. Remy is one. This is something that everyone knows about Remy. It's that on any given day, this guy could literally be the best player in the world. I know that's something you can say about other players if they're feeling it, but that statement is way more true for Remy out of any player I've met. That guy can be terrifying whenever he's on point.
Oh, absolutely.
But on the other side, you have someone like Simba who just is out of the world with how he chains attacks after attacks. He's so explosive. And I say that, finds the side lat read, does not find a down lat after it though, was off the edge. John Cena, man, blitzing, getting the paparazzi with that new stick.
Absolutely. And which John Cena you're talking about? There's two of them on the floor. And Remy right now just thrown up in the air. Oh, Simba throws away his weapon. A beautiful read off the side. Barely gets back on stage. Simba finally lands, but Remy's not letting him have it.
Nope.
Just staying in the air. Simba can't even touch. Finally gets a barely misses the ground pound.
That literally shaved his... That actually did shave his hat.
Oh, just pixels. Pixels.
Now Remy opting for using a different sword. Looks like the default Hattori sword, actually. Not using that, whatever that is. I was about to say a fire hydrant. It's definitely not.
It looks like a fire hydrant to me. And that's actually Simba with the fire hydrant. Just picks up the ladder. Remy's in the green hat. Yep.
I don't know, he has a ladder, man. He needs to use that to climb back up, though.
And neither of them, they're both deep red. None of them are going to die. They're just playing like this is one stock red.
Yep, we're 2 minutes into the game.
Down. Oh, but a turnaround inside six. Simba throws him off the right side.
Fire extinguisher.
You got to burn this man out.
Shut us. My man actually said fire hydrant. Holy shit. All right. Whoops.
It's fine.
Yeah.
And Remy just... actually, he is not looking passive at all. They are just duking it out on the floor. Ladder or no ladder, no matter what happens. Oh, and it looks like you're right, actually. Remy does have the default sword. You're right. It's Simba with the fire extinguisher. Or hydrant. I don't know the technical term for it. I guess it depends where you live.
Remy's... Oh, it's so hard to, actually comment on what both players are doing good, because... It's just kind of raw neutral at its finest. Both players are just taking gauging their distances close to perfect. And Remy, man, Remy is one of the most annoying players to face, and it is mainly because of how he wakes up. That guy has no fear. You will hit him with weapons that can string him so hard if he messes up, and he literally just says, you know what, I don't care about that, and I'm gonna straight up use a move out of your attack.
His micro play just looks a little bit better than Simba, and that reflects in the score by being up just that stock in orange. And they're playing basically on the same level. It's just Remy has the finer tuned movement to get the small punishes that Simba can't capitalize on.
100% agree on that. Remy still keep control with that spear. Remy has one of the most controlled spears in the entire Brawlhalla. You have someone like Ethan who has a spear that is way more explosive, a bit more... I want to say technical, but Remy possibly has the most control out of any player in the entire like Brawlhalla scene when it comes to spear neutral.
Oh, absolutely. He used it in such a way that he just spaces perfectly and leaves no opportunity for them to be punished. If he throws out an attack, it's calculated to the point where he can't be punished for it. And Simba going off the edge.
Wow.
Desperate ground.
His recovery and then down there instantly.
Wow.
Remy, this man is clean. That was actually so well executed. He instantly GC neutralized in preparation of Simba's recovery, cancels his recovery, goes out there, does not wait for a dodge or anything, just straight up hits him with the down there precision. Remy is a freak of nature. I want to say force, but not freak.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, I don't think Simba can see him. He can't see him right now. He is doing everything right. It's just Remy's playing a little bit better.
Yeah, and I actually do like that viewpoint a bit, which it does sound silly in the grander scheme of things, but Simba's not doing too much wrong. Remy is just straight up just being better.
Yeah. That's basically the definition of high quality players. They are both probably in the top 0.001% of Brawl players. So the match that you're seeing, when we say that they're not doing anything wrong, we're talking on a micro level where they're spaced just maybe pixels too much forward to get punished. Oh, a beautiful read by Simba there off the edge. And see, just like that, he instantly takes the match back.
Man, both players with ladders. That ladder is huge, dude.
It really is. It's bigger than the character.
It's actually enormous.
It's like two characters. It's like two John Cenas stacked on top of each other. Wait, how many John Cenas on a ladder do you think it would take to gimp yourself off the top?
My brain malfunctioned.
Oh, a great clash there. Bailey makes Simba stay alive.
Actually managed to touch even though we did get clashed with that.
Yeah.
Clashes are the bane of so many top tier players, man.
Ugh, I can't imagine. And look at that. Remy just floating above using all of his options. He did not float above there. He just stayed by the platform and hoped Simba went up just a second so he could have punished. But Simba did not. Beautiful micro play. That's what we're talking about.
Oh, that ground pound, and he holds it. Barely goes through it, even though he did dodge. Simba, that down
stick, and he goes. I guess he fell with the ladder or something happened.
Oh,
you can't see him. Oof. So that's what the fire extinguisher is for.
Simba getting that lead is really, really important. But the thing is, I feel like Remy's gonna get one hit here. Yeah. It's really rough to play against Remy unarmed as well when you're red, because he is so good at finding whatever KO option he has to, because of how like precise and his movement is something else in Brawlhalla entirely. He's really good at moving into the moves and getting it done. But as I said, I wake up. GC Nusik, one of the only players in the game who just wakes up close out of anything he feels like. Simba though does punish him for it this time, starting to get a bit more grasp onto the game as well. He's finding his footing way better this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is kind of what I would expect, because they're both story Hattori players. They know how to come back. But how much experience do they have playing Hattori versus Hattori?
Both players just down there, Oh my
gosh, it doesn't kill. He has the recovery. He barely hits
Hits
it with
the
the
ground
ground
pound,
pound. Takes him away.
Remy. So I feel like Remy saw that Simba didn't have any dodge, and he just straight up downland nuke them. Because if you do not have a dodge, that is actually a follow-up that you can do, and you can't avoid it. It's just straight up string.
Simba's forced to go to the edge. Yep. Calculated. It's just
Remy, man.
The movement is so crazy. Remy spaces it so well that he does not give him an inch. Look, Simba just has to ledge cancel, hit a side air, and just that. Look, he can't even land. Remy is completely owning the map here. Simba has no grasp. He's having to hide on the edge or on the platform.
Oh, Remy barely backstepping that down stick for Simba. This guy's spacing is phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Downlight. What? Okay, he had a longer punish on that. He didn't go for the double GC, even though Simba had no
I think
dodge.
he was expected Simba to dodge in, and he didn't, and then he just kind of...
But Simba had no dodge. But, I mean...
Small mistakes.
Nonetheless, still damage.
Yeah, he has a giant lead, and this is game 2. I mean, Simba's on tournament stock right here. Or not tournament stock, sorry. Set stock.
Yep.
He'll go into losers. Yeah, yep.
Remy... Oh, Simba with that neutral slide into chase out downlight. So that is something you can actually either A, fast fall out of, or B, jump out of. But if you're not fast enough on it, or you don't respect the option, you're gonna get hit.
Yeah. And Simba and Remy just looking for maybe a D-light into recovery just to close this out. Simba is weak enough. If you blow on him, he'll die. But Simba, he's not having enough. He can maybe bring this back.
Simba's so damaged. And he's just going wild for these hits. He really wants to finish him off with.
He's waking up now. Where was this the first game?
Cider. And that's actually it. Now it may be he may have a lot of muscles, but it still has a defensive authority, man.
Yep. But a good set regardless. The double Hattori, the first we've seen today. And I believe that puts Remy into the top 16 winners.
Think you're correct on that. Trying to look at the bracket. But regardless, Remy versus Simba. Remy does take it 2-0. Simba is sent to the loser's bracket. Still not over for him yet. Simba did almost figure out his footing at the end there, where he started to understand more about how Remy was moving in this tournament set. However, Remy, being the consistent player he is, finds the KO, finds what he has to do to actually finish the match, and moves on.
And so it looks like just a bracket update. Bhoomi did go ahead and knock out Blood Diamond 2-0. And wrenched 2-0 over Isidro.
Okay. We're making moves here. Now, Wrench had a funny tweet earlier this morning. He was saying that he was going to sleep. He wasn't going to, actually participate because he was tired. But this is Brawlhalla, man, and a lot of the Brawlhalla players are hungry. They always try and attempt to attend any tournament they can. So, yep.
Oh, yeah, of course. They want to get paid, too. Oh, and it looks like we have Puggsy and Ethan on the Valen Bodvar.
The Canadian superstar that is not named Andrew Lim. Puggsy XD, man. This guy, ever since his recent new breakout performance again, because he hadn't been playing for a while, as CEO with Fiend and doing great in the 1v1 bracket, nonetheless, has gotten himself a different monitor. Everything's better for him. He has a better setup, all that stuff, whatever. And that has made him more motivated to play Brawlhalla. And ever since then, this guy has been making waves, making top 8s, being a high top level player. And we already see him here now in this match for top 16, I think it is, versus Ethan, man. And obviously on the other side, we do have Ethan, one of the shadow of Sandstorm, as I like to call him, which is kind of rude because of how good he is, but he did break out along the same time where Sandstorm was having his breakout performances. Ethan was considered a little bit better before BCX did happen, and then after BCX, he kind of was in Sandstorm's shadow a bit.
Yeah, but Ethan, he's always one of those players where once he wakes up and he's playing in his element, he is hard to beat. But he just has to be on point. It's that consistency that he needs to really work on to become one of the best players in this game. But he is already probably, in my book, a top 8, top 5 player.
100% agree with that. Ethan is very, very good. I would say that Puggsy not really fighting much in neutral. Ethan is just straight up hitting these dash jump stairs out of nowhere.
Ethan's just dominating the neutral. Puggsy can't really do a thing, and a beautiful read just throws Puggsy up in the air. Ethan's not giving him an inch, and a beautiful GC turnaround side sig. Pew! Off the left side.
Picks him up and sends him straight to the depths.
Murky waters that way. And Ethan just still not giving him not giving Puggsy an inch to get on this stage. If he gets on the stage, he instantly gets punished by these crazy gauntlet strings and combos. And I thought gauntlets were nerfed.
I mean, apparently they are, and apparently it was well deserved. I mean, if it can still do this, it was well deserved. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, Ethan's like to the patch, no you, and turns it around. Oh.
Ethan, so far, man, being... Ooh. As I say that, Puggsy with that down there into instant side sig rates him going down.
Oh, yeah, great read. But still, he has a mile to climb here. He's deep red versus Ethan's white as his character stock.
Ethan's being really fast on almost all of his options. He's actually not wasting any time. And
that
it.
was
It goes
beautiful.
Out there. GC neutral like to stuff out Puggsy and send him.
That is such a hard read to even think someone would do to you. I mean, usually maybe like a sliding D-Sig or a ground pound with gauntlets, but no, he just goes out there and GCN lights.
Ethan just got a really... Oh, Puggsy. Okay.
Oh, that clash saved Ethan. A beautiful dodge up right through Ethan's ground pound. Oh.
Bouncing into recovery is not true at that... Not at that percentage. It is true earlier. At very early percents, it can be true. But right there, it was not true. However, Puggsy did not have a dodge. So I think it actually is a string.
And Puggsy has to be really careful here, opting to ground pound and go lower than him on edge, but luckily they get back. That is so scary. Sword versus gauntlets on the edge for me.
Oh, and he used that juicy N6 to hit him down.
But Puggsy barely...
No!
Oh, he hits him with the chase dodge! Ethan barely lets him live, but he says no and turns him with the end line, but he stays alive. Puggsy's on the other side now. Ethan goes for another one, but it doesn't hit, and hits him with another one, and that's it. Game 1 goes to Ethan.
Boy, Ethan almost threw that, man. He kills him, and then he goes for a GC downsig for some reason, anticipating that his dodge will apparently reach way further up than it actually will. And Puggsy hits him, chase dodges off of it, is saved. However, it does not matter. Ethan is like, all right, maybe I'm gonna finish you properly now.
Ethan just wanted some style points. Come on now.
I'm glad you're your style. 3, 2, give people what they want.
Oh yeah.
Puggsy though, swapping to that Jala, axe and sword.
But with 4 defense, I'm just scared against that Val, you know. But Puggsy's having none of it. Just a beautiful axe combo off the bat, saying no, he's ready for this. But Ethan, a turnaround again. What we saw in the first game, not giving Puggsy an inch to land on stage. Finally, they reset neutral.
Puggsy just using down there. Jump down there. Jump down there.
Oh my lord! He's playing so much in the air that, I mean, Ethan just is reading it. Look at that, a beautiful read again, a classic gauntlet combo.
Oh, down there, grab he's dead.
God.
Wow.
Turned around.
That was so fast as well. The moment Puggsy hit that
recovery?
down there, no hesitation on that ground pound at all.
Complete confidence from Puggsy right there to take the first stock.
Yep.
And Ethan quickly turning it around to tie it up completely even, 2-2 white.
Now, I do find it interesting that the way Puggsy plays axe in neutral right now is something that old axe players used to do, where they would literally just jump, float down, hit down there, and then keep resetting that way. And he's still doing it. It's something that a lot of axe players have shied away from lately, where they favor the more grounded neutral style.
Yeah. I think that comes... Wait, what do you think about the axe recovery nerfs or the recovery buffs? Or depending on who you talk to, a buff or a nerf.
Basically, down there got nerfed a little bit, but in favor of ground pound getting heavily buffed. And that makes the weapon so much better than it ever used to be. Also, down there hitting grounded makes it way more viable to use as a raw move in neutral. And as I say that, Puggsy gets the edge guard onto Ethan and gets the lead again. I do think new axe with this ground pound is so much better offstage than it was earlier, even though you don't have the dare gimp. The dare into ground pound serves the purpose just as better, if not is better.
Oh, and that was a beautiful catch in the air. GC light into recovery to take it out to go to 1-1 stock game 2. Puggsy is on his set stock here.
Puggsy get that down there. Puggsy is one of the best players in the game to hit raw down there on sword, dude. This guy finds it out of nowhere in ways that I feel like no other player manages to.
It's his main attack move as well. That's why he plays so floaty, because he just knows the instant moment to actually throw out the hit. Because there is actually a punishable hitbox if you miss it by a second. You can get hit with an N air. You can get started with a gauntlet string just like that. Barely misses it, and Ethan turns around and gets a small combo and instantly ties it up back up to orange. Oh, and a beautiful dodge by Ethan to get past the sword descent.
Ethan finding hits after hits after hits, and has already evened it up. He's actually in the lead. Puggsy fails to punish the neutral second.
Oof. Oh,
side air. Goes out there.
Ethan off the edge. Barely misses the side air.
Had no fear with that side air of his own. What will Ethan do? Will he get the kill here? Hits him with the side air.
Goes for a ground pound, but
another!
Wow. What? He just runs over and goes pew! He takes him off the edge.
Straight up said, I don't care.
I don't care. I'm not even gonna dash. I'm just gonna walk over.
He looked him in the eye, said, I actually do not care, man. Like, if you dodge this and I die, it doesn't matter. Too bad you didn't. You die for it, huh?
Man, that man just walked over and smacked him in the face. And anyways, taking it back to Mammoth Fortress, game 3 again.
Oh no.
Puggsy looking to be pretty optimal, but an instant combo. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Barely stays
we're
alive.
alive.
Keeps
Oh,
the
oh,
recovery,
no.
but he's
He's
not done
done.
yet.
Oh!
Another ground pound. Puggsy barely staying alive.
Ethan's not taking
He's already
hit
in
yet.
red.
That entire
Oh my
string and Puggsy didn't die? I don't get it.
What just happened?
I have
That
no
was
idea.
The start of the match. And Ethan's still playing hyper aggressive off the edge. Puggsy gets the weapon throw, barely with the recovery.
Oh.
Ethan misses the dodge, but Puggsy didn't have enough.
Yep.
Ethan goes up 3 orange.
So Puggsy actually could have touched had he recovered normally, but he did change up his recovery a bit, expecting Ethan to try and edgeguard him at the end of it, which is better to do because Ethan most likely would have had the edgeguard. However, Ethan misses. Puggsy does not touch. Puggsy does lose the first stock. But considering how much damage Ethan put onto Puggsy on the first stock, this isn't too bad. Any hit from Puggsy now that is relatively strong will kill.
Definitely. All he needs is like a side or the side air. I wouldn't go for the axe Sigs here versus Ethan because they're so easily punished. Just go for a quick sider. But a beautiful sliding side Sig. Ethan has him off the edge. Goes for another one. Allows Puggsy to get back. But that throws him into 2 orange. Ethan is still on his first stock.
Puggsy really needs to close up the stock or else he will be in a huge deficit.
Finally, he gets it with the unarmed recovery. Opts for the axe.
Ooh, that recovery does not hit it. Barely misses.
And
Ethan
notice
with
how
the sword.
Ethan is playing a bit more reserved here.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's out of respect out of Puggsy's floating air axe play. Oh, a beautiful read with the neutral light on sword. Takes Puggsy to his set stock.
Now, Ethan has been using that dash in neutral stick to try and get a KO so much, and that move has a lot of priority with very little recovery frame. So it's a great option from Ethan to actually pick from.
And look at this, they're both playing so reserved. Ethan doesn't want to give up this beautiful lead he has. Puggsy doesn't want to approach because he knows he's already on his last stock, but he's getting punished for it. Ethan just running up, seeing the advantage now, takes Puggsy off the edge. What is he going to do? He has the edge guard, goes for the ground pound, it misses. Finally gets back on stage. They try to reset neutral. Puggsy just opting for that D-air floating playstyle.
Oh,
Finally works.
wow.
Get a beautiful combo off the side. Has Ethan on the side. GCD-Sig misses. Has him off the edge again. How does he play it?
Puggsy getting hit after hit so far. Ethan not finding anything in response. But Ethan...
Oh my gosh!
Player wins.
Off the edge like he's something out of Tron. Takes the game 2-1.
Ethan had the lead the entire time, but it was looking like Puggsy was slowly fighting back. However, at the end right there, hitting him with that dash off side sig, straight KO, straight up, goodbye. See you in the afterlife. Ethan moves on. Puggsy is sent to the losers bracket. Now, Puggsy did actually beat LDZ, aka the 2-time, right before this. So, Ethan beating Puggsy again, I mean, does that make him the unofficial 2-time, I guess? If we move by succession?
Technically, yes. Technically, yes. But it does look like Ethan is going to go on to play Wrenched.
Oh, Lord. And we have a match of the centuries, man. We have Pierre versus Sandstorm coming up. Sandstorm,
I'm excited about this one, man. I want to see what Pierre can do on this Terrace versus the best player in the world currently.
Now, one thing about Sandstorm is that you can't do many mistakes. This guy will, for the most part, kill you off of silly mistakes in neutral. So if Pierre isn't as clean as he was earlier versus Cosolix, this is going to be a big problem because Sandstorm will make sure he gets punished for it.
And they're opting to go to Twisted Grove, a map usually not favored by the pros.
Twisted Grove? Is that a Here's the Storm map?
What?
Twilight?
Twilight Grove. Did I say Twisted?
We're good. We're good. And moving on. Pierre, all you're doing is crazy weapon throws. Sandstorm not really finding a hit yet.
You know, Pierre reminds me a lot of Fiend in the way that he uses the calculated weapon throws to open up an instance. A beautiful wake-up GC Enlight on the axe. Freaking crazy. And another one interrupts the gauntlet combo. What? Where is this man coming from?
He actually is really, really crazy with how he moves and how he uses his attacks. It generally inspires me a little bit with how I could play my axe. Oh, Sandstorm with these wall combos though. Signature into neutral layer does not find anything.
Oh my gosh!
Pierre with the down stick.
Beautiful combo GC, but it does not kill the Petra. Sandstorm barely stays alive. Misses the N-air. Pierre just going for something. Sandstorm opting to play slower here.
Pierre going for cider after cider after cider, but he does not land with him. He's doing his best trying to find a hit, but he cannot. Sandstorm dropping that sidelight stair combo. Uncharacteristic of him.
Oh, and the beautiful Pierre obstacle on the right side of that beautiful edge, but the recovery on the orb, those frames, they last longer than you'd think, and it takes out Pierre.
Bit of a sloppy recovery use from Sandstorm to try and get a KO, but it actually does end up working as Pierre was not ready for it.
And the D-light into recovery does not kill. Pierre, honestly, at this point, he's just looking for anything, something.
Oh, that
a recovery, it doesn't work.
Side air.
Oh, and that hits.
Wow, with that clean movement.
Right
yeah. So he dashes back,
ledge
dashes forward,
cancellation.
dashes back, passes off the platform, jumps above his sidelight, falls down, then siders him. All in quick succession. Making the terrorists look happy feet.
He's making Sandstorm work for his money. This is completely even. Pierre is keeping on pace with the best player in the world on a Teros.
Now, the first person that I would think of to ever do something like this would be probably someone like Wilson, picking a character like Terrace. Wow.
Oh my god. Mid-sig weapon throw into N light on unarmed, pick up weapon, miss side air. That is crazy. This man is so calculated. Look at that. Pierre is unstoppable. Sandstorm has him on the run. He can't do anything.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Weapon throw into GC. This D-sig.
That...
Oh.
Out of all of everything he just did,
from?
the craziest thing was probably that weapon toss into GC downsig as a confirm. Really smart use, and I can't believe that actually worked. This guy is almost taking Sandstorm's first game.
Pierre only has 1,000 hours played in Brawlhalla.
Only? I get the sentiment. I get the sentiment. Don't worry about it. No, I got you, buddy.
But in retrospect, this man is new to the game, and he is bringing Sandstorm to last stock even. And he is playing out of his mind, but Sandstorm, he's having none of it. Pierre trying to get something, get back on track. A beautiful stop, side air, but Sandstorm instantly turn around. But Pierre, this is back and forth like something out of Dragon Ball Z. You can't even look them, they're going so fast. Every hit is so quick.
Teros. Will Pierre find the KO here to actually take the first game against Sandstorm? Sider reads him, goes all the way out there.
The weapon charge.
Takes a weapon. Ground pound does not land. Neutral air. Sider.
Sider. Oh. This is crazy.
Oh my lord.
Oh. Finish him. He misses the punish. He just opts to do nothing. Oh. And a beautiful side air. And Teros, Pierre, Sandstorm, game 1. Oh my gosh.
This guy's out of his mind. This guy is straight up out of his mind.
This dude's having a Jimmy Neutron brain blast. What the heck?
Who even is this guy?
Somebody get this man a Twitch stream link now. We need to all learn from him. That was beautiful. Teros by default.
He's actually the fastest Terrace player I've ever seen in my entire, 55 and a half year career. This dude, he makes Teros look like the fastest character in the game.
Just the way his movement, it's so meticulous. Everything is calculated. In Sandstorm,
weapon.
he's having none of it. He's going back to the Zol. He's just going to try and hit Pierre with the cannon play. But Pierre just not even letting Sandstorm land.
Lord.
Beautiful combos. He's weapon starving it. Finally, Sandstorm picks something up, gets a beautiful combo.
Wow.
Takes it with the cannon as we would expect.
Actually evened up the entire stock in literally just one string. That sounds like Sandstorm.
Oh. He's not giving, he's completely respecting Sandstorm's cannon.
Side air. He has no recovery.
Side air.
Sandstorm has no recovery here. But doesn't matter, he can use that side air to get back.
It technically gives you another jump with the way you can dash with it on the side air.
If not two, depending on how you use it.
Oh yeah. And a weapon throw has Pierre off the edge. He barely has the weapon. Oh, but
okay.
GC D-light into ground pound. The
now,
storied killer of sets.
It actually looked like he canceled that on this stage and it still hit him in some way.
I think it was like the last pixel.
Satellite.
Oh no.
Oh, what? Wait, huh?
What?
Huh?
Oh, okay. So the last second, he kicked him right as he used his dodge, and it kicked him right below the stage.
Who wakes up against cannon as you're being gimped?
I think you're just spamming the kick.
This guy's.
What is this man doing?
Wow.
What is he doing? He is opting to play unarmed into Sandstorm's cannon. He's just going crazy.
Sandstorm
can't do a thing. Weapon throw takes him off the right side. It is 2 orange to 1 white. Pierre is up 1 game. This is tournament set stock for Sandstorm.
Yo, my guy just entered the Matrix. That was like 8 perfect AI moves back to back.
He is popping off. How does Sandstorm answer? Pierre has no weapon. He tries to get something desperately, but the cannon and air with such a powerful force sends him upstage. Pierre has a slight lead. He grabs the weapon on the spawn, luckily, hits him with a side air, barely stays alive. A beautiful play by Pierre.
Now Pierre has one problem, and that he has had really predictable dodges. This guy actually doesn't dodge that well when he gets hit, and I'm terrified that if Sandstorm finds one hit, he will read him and kill him off of it.
Oh, and the cannon wake up from Sandstorm just going crazy, but Pierre answers with a side air. Dash side air, barely misses. Sandstorm has him off the edge. Pierre, you're right, he's not doing a good job at jumping. He has misses the in air. A beautiful hit. D-Sig misses. One red. Game. This is tournament stock for Sandstorm. Set stock, sorry.
Pierre. Weapon toss.
Weapon throw.
Down sig. What?
Oh.
Pierre. What?
Punished for it. He had it in his hands.
Sometimes, man, one problem with a player of Pierre's caliber is that what he just did right there would have worked against close to anyone else in the game. The Sandstorm is a man of cold nerves. This guy does not get shook that easily. So even though he is in the deep red, he will lose the game if he loses that stock right there. That weapon toss into down sig is not going to hit him because he's not going to dodge in on you.
3, 2.
Really close. Now I wonder how Santi is gonna adapt. Pierre had to do so many crazy things to actually even be in the lead last match. So I wonder how we're gonna see this match go on. Will Sandstorm be used to his antics?
Absolutely. And what's crazy about this is that Pierre had it in his hands. Will he keep up that pressure knowing he was that close to knocking out Sandstorm into the loser's bracket?
With Taros. There, down sig. Down there. Oh man, I have a hard time even speaking. I'm just marveling at this stallion, this force of nature.
He's playing out of his mind. This is not what we expected. Versus Cosolix, maybe, but oh, a beautiful side air. It doesn't kill, but the weapon throw takes him off. Oh my gosh, Pierre! He is playing out of his mind.
This guy possibly might have his best day yet so far. He has played so well, and his movement is so meticulous and accurate. And his dodges, dude, they're actually so clean whenever anyone even tries to use a move on him. Sandstorm is not a man to be beaten that easily, and he's doing such a great job so far.
Pierre has Sandstorm working like he has to prove he is the best player in the world. Pierre is out here making moves. He has Sandstorm in 2 red, and Pierre is on 3 red. He is playing out of his mind.
Clean follow up with that. Weapon toss. Will he do the edge guard here? He ground pounds him. He doesn't care.
Barely stays alive. Pierre is still on his first stock.
Dash jump stairs, both players just tossing out stairs. Sandstorm does connect his. Now, what will happen is I'm fearful of Sandstorm doing a satellite on cannon and Pierre doing a poor dodge for Sandstorm to get a huge punish off of that. Pierre actually GC. Sandstorm doesn't even get the punish. He chooses the wrong way. Pierre with that satellite there. Neutral, that's gonna be it.
Oh, beautiful dodge, but it finally takes with the end light on the axe.
He's in the huge lead.
Is on his set stock, and Pierre is up an entire stock. Oh, and the beautiful movement. Sandstorm is giving complete respect to Pierre's Taros. The beautiful ledge cannon this movement from Pierre is unprecedented, but he has to be careful of his dodges. If he gets read by that Zol's cannon, he is done, and that's exactly what's happening. Zol is finally taking control of this match. Sandstorm is making a comeback slightly, takes control of the map. He has complete stage presence.
Yes. Now he does pick up the hammer right before he is about to get taken. Oh, Sandstorm finds that neutral light. Equaling up the stock, even though Pierre had a pretty big lead onto him. This match can go anyway, and at this point, I really am rooting for Pierre. I am supposed to be unbiased, but this is a Taros we're talking about.
This is the world champion versus Pierre. 1,000 hours Pierre. This is his breakout match, and he can do it right here. This is his moment to shine. This is everything he has worked for. This is everything he has practiced for. This Taros, this moment, right now, this is David versus Goliath.
All right, buddy.
Pierre is climbing the beanstalk, but Jack is having none of it. Sandstorm barely takes it. Weapon throw doesn't land. Beautiful side sig, it doesn't matter. It's Pierre trying to get anything now.
Cider.
A Cider off the side.
Ooh, that recovery barely clipping him. Will it be taken out right here? Barely misses. Not a neutral.
Oh, and
another one of
Remy
those
stays
will be
alive.
dead. Sandstorm. Okay, both
Cider
players
knocks
on the stage.
Resets neutral. Weapon
Pierre
throw.
recovery.
Barely missed.
Oh, Cider. Weapon
Will that
toss.
do it? Weapon throw. Doesn't hit.
Oh, he
You know, he
misses the
hasn't done-
timing.
Barely stays alive. That is beautiful edge play by
Sandstorm has no weapon. He will look for a downline neutral sig right here.
What does he do? He has the weapon.
Side
he has to do
sig!
something. A side sig. Falcon punch. Pew! And Sandstorm holds his spot and wins 2-1 over Pierre.
To end the entire story, to end this immaculate match.
Oh my gosh. No. I know we're supposed to be unbiased, but that was the people's champion. That was his moment.
This is one of those universes where the villain actually does end up winning, even though he used to be a hero. Sandstorm, with that clutch dash and side sig, managed to take the match, managed to take the victory. 2-1 over Pierre. But this guy is out of his mind. Like, this guy
You
is
have to give complete respect
truly
to Pierre.
something else.
You have to give complete respect to his play. He played phenomenally.
He was one hit off beating Sandstorm in both games. But Sandstorm is a world champion for a reason, and Sandstorm is the person who has won multiple lands back to back for a reason. And it is because of those cold nerves. He does not get shaken up that easily. And at the end of the day, he was clutch and he did manage to take it. Sandstorm moves on. Pierre is in the loser bracket. Not the end of him yet, but we move on. John Cena's all across the board yet again. It seems like every match with Remy is a John Cena mirror match. But yeah, we have Remy versus Noel now. Interesting match. Interesting matchup in general. These two are basically the most... I would like to say that they are the most fundamental neutral game players in the entire like Brawlhalla scene. Because all they have ever focused on is just keeping clean movement and never being put into disadvantaged state, and always trying their best to take control, getting the stage, getting the weapons, and starving out the enemy as much as possible, getting slow hits after hits, not going for the longest of strings, and just calm and steady going to the victory line. Now, Remy with the downward there does take off Noel on the side. Tries to look for the edge guard here. Is keeping him off. With that neutral stick, barely misses. John Cena with the paparazzi does not find the hit. Noel, though, sidelights there, claps back at him. Remy instantly wakes up, says, Noel, you're not doing anything, I'm going to hit you. Sidelight off the stage. Noel, once again, put into a really scary scenario. Remy trying to find the hits here. Noel just tosses away his weapon. So far, every time Noel has had some sort of control, he just gives it up. It seems like he's not feeling too good on his movement so far. Remy, though, with that down sig, goes off the ropes and hits him with that clothesline. Sends him straight to the top, does kill him. Both players keeping it calm. Remy reads him with that sidelight. However, Noel fast falls. It is something you can do. When you do get hit off stage by a spear player, you can actually fast fall before the spear player can GC downlight to get the follow-up, and you can escape in that way. However, Noel hits it down there, falls down, reads that he does a side sig, does get the KO. Noel slightly behind, but Remy still looking at a good position. Now Remy controlling the stage. However, Noel does get the weapon, puts him off stage, hits him with three neutralized back to back. My European accent just came out with that tree. Remy with that downline sider. I mean, Noel with the downline sider. Both players playing John Cena, making it extremely confusing. Honestly, half the time I can't even see them. Sider. Noel double chase dodges forward. Noel so far just tossing at every single signature under his arsenal, trying to get this KO. Sider does not hit. Remy barely keeps him with that ladder, that recovery. Both players yet again using signatures, and you cannot see me as Remy walks into it and gets tossed off stage. Noel doing 3 victory signatures right afterwards, truly stating the fact that he could not see him. Shot that down there, does not hit. Remy, dash from there, does not find it. Even though Remy was in the pretty decent lead at the start of the game, Noel finally found his footing, stopped tossing away his weapon for no reason, and is now managing to find himself in a great, or should I say good lead. However, sword recovery dropping, yo, I don't know about you, but that was not supposed to be happening anymore after the patch. But that's fine, we move on. Remy does manage to find the KO regardless of that, and isn't put into too bad of a scenario. Noel hitting to that side. Down that Pierre does catch him off of that. You can't see me again. Doesn't work 2 times. Fool me once, shame on me. I mean, actually, shame on you. You know what? I'm European. Why am I even trying at these quotes, dude? Remy cannot find this downline there. Oh. Downline Stair again. Keeping him off stage for so long. Downline neutral. Noel's dead. Remy is so good at starving out someone's options. This guy is so good at that. Now, it's hard to comment on Noel as to what he's doing specifically wrong and why he lost that match. But one thing that he got out of that he was doing earlier was every time he was in an advantage state, he would do something really erratic for no reason, as he would toss away his weapon in a direction that wouldn't even be close to hitting. Hits him with a 3-piece string. Does not find anything else off of that, keeping it calm. Tries to go for that down sig yet again. However, Remy has shown that after getting hit by it once, he has learned the trick. He will not get hit by it again. Remy with a light, so precise. Dash him there. Oh, as I say that though, Noel really pushing his limits with that down sig. Uses it again, hits him, spaces out Remy's side there, goes back, hits him with the side sig, tosses him off. Remy dodges in. Noel reads it with a side there, tosses him off again. Noel punishes him with a down there and then goes down there again. Remy dodges up. Noel hits the GC downlet into ground pound to confirm it. That entire stock scenario was so cleanly done by Noel. Instead of finishing it instantaneously, he did it meticulous, hit after hit to guarantee them. Now Noel in a pretty decent lead, keeping it so far, not being as afraid as he was previously. Is unarmed, but does not matter. Down like ground pound. Down there. Recovery. Does not hit that. Remy trying his absolute best to get the KO, but Noel is kind of sharking him out. Sitting on that wall, using moves as safe as possible. But Remy goes so deep for that and hits the decider, chips him. Noel did not have enough options and is taken out.
Daiku.
Yes.
When I stood up, I accidentally unplugged my computer. That casting was so top tier, I kicked my cord out entirely. I celebrated in defeat.
It happens. It happens.
But I'm back now. It's all good.
Now let's celebrate this great gameplay because so far I have seen so many John Cena's and they're all terrific.
I'm sorry that I had to leave you to it, man. I wish I could have seen it. Get it?
I'm gonna have to let you solo cast the rest of the summer.
Wait, is
Noel?
It? Oh, and Noel
It's
instantly. Come on, Remy's not even gonna try. He just goes, nope, I'm dead.
Does catch out his recovery. So if you have sound on, you can actually hear a lot of moves go off, even though you don't see the animation of it. And what happened right there was Remy uses recovery on the same frame as Noel punished him with the GC and light. So he did lose the recovery. Does not even bother even trying because he's too far away. Without a recovery, you're not making that back.
Yeah, absolutely. And just this is game 2, I'm guessing?
Yes, correct. Remy won the first game.
Ah, Remy. Oh, and the John Cena's, it's beautiful. What a beautiful wake up end light by Noel. But Remy again with that storied spear has him off the edge, misses the pogo step, allows Remy to get back in a beautiful side light to punish.
Uses those ropes, tries to get the clothesline. Once again, tries to hit it, does not find it. Remy punishes him with the side stick of his own, tosses him off stage. We are in a 1-1 scenario. Remy is in the lead though, however. This isn't Remy's last chance. This is Noel's possible last chance in this winner's bracket.
Oh, it's so close. Remy, just his passive play just keeps Noel. Noel doesn't want to give him an inch because Remy's weapon starving Noel. Noel finally gets on the ground with an unarmed side air, but misses the slide, gets punished for it. Remy again just punishing him, throws away both weapons. It's going to be a fight. Where is it going to land? Remy luckily gets the weapon. Noel is still being weapon starved. He can't approach the throw though. Beautiful.
The gods were blessing Remy right there, and tosses the weapon straight in his direction. He picks it up, but it doesn't matter. Noel threatens enough, picks up his own weapon. But Remy, yet again, just like last game, where Noel got the lead, and then Remy starves him out and then keeps him on that ledge, trying to force him into a kill. Noel being really greedy with these down sticks. He's using too many of them, and Remy is aware of it, punishes him for it. Remy with that neutral layer.
Remy has brought this back. It was one red to one
down
yellow.
like GC and 6 is the KO. Such a clean punish from Noel. Now the thing is, Remy actually GC side stick, which means he is in the air. Noel didn't instantaneously punish him. He let him fall down a little bit so he can barely touch him with that downlight. And once he did, it was over from there. Jumps, GC Ensig, optimal, gets the KO. 1-1, Remy versus Noel. Back to Shipwreck, the original map where Remy won and Noel lost.
And it's interesting that they're choosing to go back there. Maybe Noel thinks that he's in Remy's mind a little bit and that he can take him on this map.
Now, one thing about, that read. Noel just straight up being cold with that. Looked him in the eyes and said, I know you're going to dodge that way. No, I know from past experiences that a player like Noel thinks often that whenever he loses on a map, it's less about the map and more about him. And he really wants to go back to prove to himself that it was about him and not the map.
And throughout all of the pro scene, Noel is one of the most consistent top 6, top 8 finishers. Not saying that Remy's not. But and a beautiful read on the GCN light, but it doesn't kill.
Nope, heavily nerfed. That move has been nerfed many, many times, so it does not kill as early as it used to. You have to be way more damage for that, as well as we are on Shipwreck with a pretty high ceiling.
So close.
And Noel is in a really great lead. However, any lead can be neutralized at any moment. Side sig. Does not kill again. Nope. Those muscles coming in handy.
Somehow staying alive. They must do a lot of deadlifts or something. It's crazy. None of them want to die.
Recovery. That's it.
Finally kills. Noel takes the lead.
Was the recovery buff coming in play right there. Noel actually drifted away from that recovery way earlier than he should have. But the change makes so that even if you do that, you still manage to get the lasting recovery hit on it, which does have the big force.
Absolutely.
Shout out to the patch.
And also, man, just that ladder is just so much bigger than the character. It's hard to even see the character. I feel like that's almost like a little victory in itself because it's hard to actually see where he's spacing because it lands in front of him a little bit. So the pixels just look a bit different to me.
Oh no!
What a beautiful GC
hitting him with the Remy special. Remy. And the taunt.
Goodbye, baby. You can't see me.
This man is out of his mind.
His play is definitely deserving it. He is in Remy's head right now.
Now we have seen Remy do it the entire day where if someone doesn't have options, he will downlight GCNs again, but it doesn't matter. Noel, how did he survive that?
Oh, okay. Remy's like, if this man does not die, and he goes back and he turns around. That is crazy. He extended that stock so well. Noel is crazy. But I think Remy really shines when he can weapon storm and play neutral in a sense where they spawn.
There is something called the last stock Remy, and that is when Remy is on his last stock, he is the most terrifying player on the planet. This guy plays out of his mind for some reason whenever he's put on his last stock. It's happened tournament after tournament, and no one knows what it is, but it's just like the Remy passive effect. However, Noel says, you know what, I don't care about that. It doesn't matter to me because I am better than this guy right now.
Oh, he's going crazy. The taunt, maybe that was a misinput. I don't know. The weapon throw just goes straight through Remy. I would have expected that to hit.
Did you just call it down to get taunt?
Oh yeah, though he can't see me. You're right. It's John Cena. I can't get enough of it.
Yep.
Oh, Noel. I thought he had a recovery. No.
No, he was taken out. Noel actually used one of his options just as Remy put him off, so he did not have enough to get back. Unfortunately, but however, close to any signature should be able to take out Remy right here, and a downlight Ensig will be enough like last match. Will we see Noel be able to take it, or is last talk Remy... Oh! What? On stage, Sisig hits him,
That man
barely
got
falls
bopped.
off, hits him through the wall, and bounces him off. Remy is taken out. Noel says, best John Cena NA, and takes it forward.
Honestly, that man was like playing that game. Was like bop it and just bops him off the wall. He gets slingshotted back across the edge.
Yep.
Kudos to Noel.
And now a player that we have not seen this entire day so far. However, a player to be revered. Bhoomi is up next. Tempo Storm's very own Bhoomi. One of the other legends that I have been excited to be able to watch today in this NA region. Finally be able to watch it. And his opponent on the opposite side, I mean, Lil Capped.
The Bodvar King.
Mm-hmm.
This man is so storied on this one character. I don't think I've ever seen him play another character for an entire set in tournament.
You're actually right. I have actually never seen Lil Capped play
This
anything
man
else but Bodvar.
has rocked Bodvar to the end of time.
Yep. Now, Bhoomi, with that Ada pick, guns are in the meta right now. A lot of weapons that really dealt well with guns have been nerfed, and guns have been getting slight buffs and fixes here and there. Guns are very strong in the meta, so Bhoomi finally back to that gun choices. Makes me excited. However, Ada, out of all of it, not the Ana, not the Lucian.
His movement and his guns are just so crisp. That's the best word to describe it. It is just, if he sees bread, he'll turn it into crumbs. Everything is right there for him. And look at this. He is spacing him so well. Even the weapon throws. Bhoomi, just
that
every move is
recovery
calculated. The
drops
recovery
it.
barely drops.
Does not steer it well enough. Does miss it because of that. Lil Capped tries to punish back. Downlight recovery.
Oh,
now,
beautiful.
there was a change that happened in this patch, and it's that Downlight shoots more vertically now than horizontal, which makes so that Downlight recovery is true at way better positions. Previously, if you hit someone all at the far end of downline, you could not actually do the follow-up.
Oh my God!
Silent into Silent Read into GC neutral sig to finish off Lil Capped. Who is this man?
Oh my gosh, this is Bhoomi. Is there lightning? Is there thunder? This is why Tempo Storm picked him up. That was crazy. Chow even.
Weapon toss up with the...
Oh
my
gosh.
lord, this movement is insane.
Absolutely
This
nuts.
guy,
He is
the
incredible.
spacing.
He's looking at a 3-stock here.
Bhoomi
He's
is looking
completely
so
capable of it too. Yes, Bhoomi just staying off the edge now. Lil Capped finally giving Lil Capped the respect he deserves, staying off edge, finally gets back on the platform. But oh, again another combo. He opts to go for
tries
the
to read him
double
again.
sidelight. Yeah, I think Lil Capped has finally had enough, but that doesn't kill the 4 defense Ada. He opted for that defense stat, which is probably needed, especially at this level.
Yep.
Oh, stomp side air. What we know Lil Capped for finally takes him away from the misery
Stomp
of the
side
3-stock.
air. What we know Lil Capped for, and also what we don't know Lil Capped for half the time. He either hits it or he doesn't. I call it the Lil Capped paradox, man.
It's a paradigm in itself. Oof. And Bhoomi's spirit even too is so good.
Wait, okay.
What?
Sure.
I thought Bhoomi would have had
So
that right there.
Bhoomi, what happened right there? If we're gonna be analytical, Bhoomi extended his hand and was like, "All right, grab onto that, and that's gonna make me get hit." And Lil Capped's like, "Oh, thank you, fine sir." Managed to get the hit off of that. Moves on though. Bhoomi jumps up, does not find a KO hit.
He's playing so reserved. He's just like, I want this game done with, and blasts him off the side. He's gone. Oh, that move is so satisfying. The down sig on Ada. It is such a satisfying animation.
Very. And was heavily buffed not too long ago. I think it was a year ago now, maybe. I don't know, man. I played the game way too long. Possibly, I think it was a year ago where they looked at ate his signatures a little bit and buffed some of them. And they actually buffed downsig to pretty good usage. It kills earlier than you'd expect a move like that to kill. Has less recovery frames than a move like that should have. So overall, pretty good signature to be able to use now. Lil Capped, though.
Ooh, Bhoomi dropping the
Brawlhalla.
ground pound. Or the, yep. And Lil Capped, he has beautiful guns too, but usually we don't see his Barraza that much. I mean, if it takes a lot for him to switch off Bodvar, but Bhoomi just crazy with these combos. Instant great spacing. Everything is calculated. Goes off the side.
Did you just say a guy that misses stomps there half the time has beautiful guns?
Yeah. Oh! I mean, look at that. Something is going on. Something different. I don't know.
Oh, look, I barely gets hit, but that is taken out with our grab on. That was
no
actually
options.
really clean. As I was saying that, he hit the side there into dash off side sig, almost kills Bhoomi off it.
Oh, goes for the double recovery, barely misses. Oh, what a beautiful chase dodge into Pogo stick, which is a D-air. And game just seems to have slowed down a little bit. Bhoomi just opting to reset neutral, just standing still, letting Lil Capped walk right into him, and he gets punished for it.
Yep, gets clapped by that down sig, the Cody Travis special.
Like a pancake, flattened.
Trace chases after him, tries to get as many hits as possible, even up the lead.
Oh.
Bhoomi down like ground pound. He went down there again. He actually tried to go for it again, but he does not find it.
Honestly, it looks like Bhoomi is not respecting Lil Capped at all.
I can. Oh, Lil Capped. Oh, he touches.
Whoa, he gets his dodges back. He only has a dodge that barely gets back.
Look how messed up the edge guard right there. He jumps, but he fails to fast fall before the down there, which makes him not get the distance needed to touch Bhoomi right there. And I do agree with you. With the way Bhoomi is stutter stepping and moving right now, it seems like he's just saying, honestly,
Beautiful read.
I don't even have to move much. I know where you're going to be. I know what you're going to do. I kind of had this game on the download. I kind of just want to move on with you.
I mean, he really... And Lil Capped is a top 10, top 15 player in the world. He is incredibly consistent besides those stomp side airs. Like his placements, rather. Like, that's a beautiful combo by Bhoomi. And again, just stomping him with the guns, no pun intended. Lil Capped just can't really do anything. He's opting to just stay in neutral. Doesn't want to approach, but finally gets picked up by the side air. Oh. I think Lil Capped can do it. He just has to understand that Bhoomi is not respecting him and capitalize on it.
And the thing is, Lil Capped is actually doing exactly that. He's one of the few players in the game that generally doesn't care as much about certain options as other people do. He doesn't put too much weight onto it. As I say that, Bhoomi's sidelight side sig reads him fast falling off of that sidelight.
Like a
clean.
Just double glocks him off the side.
Yeah,
incredible.
Oh god. Now, with that, Bhoomi does take the match 2-0. Bit better performance actually on the Barraza than his own Bodvar, which is kind of weird. But it's Brawlhalla. Anything can happen. Any magic can happen. Bhoomi, as I said, is moving on 2-0 against Lil Capped. He is securing himself into that top 8 position for tomorrow's best of 5 matches. Today is only best of 3 all the way till top 8. Now, we are moving on to a match that happened earlier where Ethan beat Puggsy, and now Ethan is up against Wrenched, the Qatar maestro himself.
Yes, and that itself, he won. He is the reigning summer champion, beating out Lil Capped, who was just defeated. In fact, I think Wrenched knocked out Bhoomi in summer championships in loser semifinals. If I'm not mistaken.
Think you're right. Not sure. Not 100% sure. Anyways,
yeah, it's
Wrenched with the Qatar nerves, with everything being changed. Although it's not the biggest of nerves, it really doesn't matter that much in the grand scheme of things because it was effectively mostly just a revert. And besides that, it was 2 frames of hit stun on the downlight, along with 2 frames of less active frames, which is not going to make or break guitars whatsoever. So they're probably going to be exactly as they used to be, slightly less broken because you can't just highlight downlight off of close to anything. So I'm interested to see how Wrench does fare with the new guitar, like reverted guitars, as I should call
His
it.
movement is so clean. He's just opting to stay in position and just waiting for Ethan to land to try and pick something up, and just goes for the side light and then the other side light and just stands still and waits for that. But in your mind, how does the Gauntlet versus guitar matchup go?
Gauntlet versus guitar matchup,
The double end light end sig read. Ethan
and the weapon
gone.
Yep. Kills him that early, gets a gimp in Wrench fashion. Pretty basic gimp as well. Just puts him off stage and instantly neutral six him twice, and then tosses a weapon. Now, you did ask me about the Guitar into Gauntlet matchup. Back in the good old days, Guitars used to destroy Gauntlets, and then it started shifting more and more once we realized how many combos Gauntlets had. And up until the recent Gauntlet change that happened, the big Nair nerf and all that, Guitars was actually losing. But now I think Guitars are back in the position to beat Gauntlets. And I say that though, Wrench putting onto a clinic, man. He reads him, read after read, gets him into the red, but it doesn't matter because Ethan claps back with that ground pound.
Wrench he has to have the best guitars in the game. His movement is so precise. He knows exactly what to throw out and when.
Now,
so crisp.
It is dangerous to call him the best guitars in the game because that will frustrate a lot of other players, but Wrench definitely has had the best results so far, being a solo, well, mostly guitar player.
Even through all the nerfs and buffs that Asuri has been, he has never really stepped off the character. We've seen some appearances with Lucian and whatnot if Asuri's not working for a certain matchup, but solely he's been pretty much Asuri all the way through and through.
Yep.
And Ethan himself, he mained Asuri for Dallas and a couple events after, I believe, as well.
Yeah, so the time period where Guitars recently just got buffed and all that, Ethan was like, alright, this weapon's busted, I'm gonna try it. Eventually learned that he should just go back, but at the same time, Ethan with a clean cider into a dash jump cider to punish Wrench. Really well done on that.
Yeah, he's brought this game back. It was 2 orange to 1 white just a second ago, and instantly it's all tied up. And if you look, I just love they're both so meticulous about their movement. They wait for the perfect opportunity, and then if one reacts, see, they go up and then they dodge and they wait for the fake. Beautiful, look at that.
They're weaving in and out.
Oh,
bobbing their heads left and right. Trying to avoid whatever jabs across it. And Wrench with that perfect spot dodge in response to Ethan's GC downlight.
It's like if they're both boats in the ocean, they are flowing together at the same time, and it's a beautiful intricacy. It's almost like a dance the way that they're moving. It's honestly a spectacle to see on the micro level. Oh, again, but the ground pound hits his...
Goes to the other side.
Beautiful
Ethan instantly ground pound trying to get it, but Wrench punishes him with that nair, defends himself. Downlight, recovery, not it yet.
Opting to go far and wide and then back in under.
I respect that decision a lot. He had less options than he wanted to, and he did not want to be on the stage. Ethan, downlight side of recovery.
Picks up the sword.
Wrench in a dangerous position. So is Ethan. Any strong hit from both players will be the end of both of them.
Oh, and the end does it kill? No,
I lied.
Barely.
And like GC, he has no options. Maybe he has a recovery. Nope. That's it. Oh,
Wrench
Ethan with the hello. Goodbye. Game 2. That taunt's the most friendly in my mind. If you just wave
friendly? Honestly, no taunt is friendly. If you taunt me, you're my enemy forever.
But that's what they want. That's what Ethan wants Wrench to think. That taunt is getting in his head.
Yep. He's trying to fire him up, trying to get him more agitated, more irritated.
But that can misfire. That can misfire because some players, when they get angry, they get focused, and then they instantly dial in, and that they become a monster. You want them to become a demon? Well, that's how you make your own worst nightmare. You begin to taunt, and then he freaks out, and then he analyzes you, and then he gets critical of every move, and then he just tears you apart with those claws like he's X-Men. Wrenched into game 2. What can you expect?
I feel like I just watched a horror movie with that description. Like Jason-based type of setup. Wrench already getting the weapons and weapon starving him in Wrench fashion. Once he gets a weapon, you will not touch one for the next 10 years given bad RNG.
Oh yeah.
But we do have blessings from the gods. Ethan does find it. Downlight. Doesn't go for another one.
Dodges are so clean.
Yep.
He doesn't even opt to dodge. He just sits there and waits and then dodges at the right moment. Oh, beautiful combo. Barely misses the cider. Ethan just keeping it, going at the ground pound all the way.
Now, Wrench hit him with a read that I've seen my teammate Puggsy do a lot. It's hitting a down lane to jump down there, chase out Sair. Wrench, however, actually, neutral sig. Neutral light into neutral sig is a really frustrating option on the ledge because it covers 4 different options if used correctly. And as we saw by Wrench right there, it can lead into a KO. Doesn't matter that he dropped the down there into side earlier. Wrench, man, neutral air into side light. This guy is so clean.
No matter what he does, he has Ethan on the ropes. Look at his movement. He just falls back when Ethan runs up and with the side air with the sword. It doesn't matter. His movement is so clean no matter what he does. He's like Edward Scissorhands. He's not meaning to. It's just happening.
Clashes with that recovery.
Oh
no,
and
he's taunting him back.
You fire Wrenched up and he will tear you apart.
This guy, oh boy. Okay, so
was
that was actually the nerf coming into play. Wrench hitting that grounded down there and not being able to follow it up is that one frame change that happened, not allowing him to actually get the follow-up needed.
And Ethan is on the verge of getting 3-stocked here. Wrench barely stays alive. The 3-stock dream is alive. I mean, these stories write themselves. Wrench just staying off the edge, hoping to get a gun. He's playing like it's on his last stock. He wants this. He wants this so desperately. Trying to get a punish. A beautiful dodge. Return GC light into recovery to end his hopes.
Now, the thing about Wrench using a neutral sig right there was actually, it was meant as a dodge read. So it's kind of awkward that it didn't clip Ethan, even though he did read his dodge correctly. Ethan's dodge managed to last out long enough for the neutral sig not to hit. And Wrench doing that down lane to down there into side down there side into down sig. However, that doesn't work anymore.
Ethan really got decimated.
Yep.
Complete turnaround from game 1. That is why you do not taunt, ladies and gentlemen. That is what can happen.
Wrench has been finding reads after reads after reads that entire match. He literally kept, I think he got like 6 or 7 reads. 7, it was something around those numbers, which is very, very, very high for a single match.
Easily. And opting.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
Interestingly enough, and Ethan gets the weapon steal away from Wrenched.
Yep. No John Cena here today. We will just see the basic tutorial. Ethan, a person known to not dish out his curse for BMGs.
But Wrenched, he's just all over Ethan. Forces him to go off the edge. He's not giving him an inch. A beautiful GC Yensic has Ethan off the edge. How does he recover? Wrench go for the ground pound. Allows Ethan to get back.
Wrench actually finding that sidelight into GC neutral sig option. However, does not find the KO on it. But as I say that, he straight up walks off, ground pound, weapon toss, hits them both, kills him, taunts him back, says, "Get at me, bro. Your taunt doesn't matter."
This guy is Irish folk dancing all over Ethan with the way he's playing these guitars. Oh my gosh, it's like music to my ears. And Ethan, how does he's gonna have to change up his gameplay now if he's gonna find a way back into this game. And just like that, he might do it. Barely misses the pogo step, but goes under. Wrench stays above. Gets back on stage, not opting to play into the edge guard.
Trying to find some sort of KO. Ethan is being very desperate with all of these moves. While Wrench, he just tried to keep it as slow and steady as he can to get this lead widened.
And definitely you can tell from this game that play is a lot slower. And that's probably because the first 2 games, it was expected that one would be hyper-aggressive and the other would be hyper-aggressive. But this game, we're seeing complete respect for each other's playstyle. Even though they're taunting, even though they're probably in-game in each other's heads, we can see that the neutral game is passive because they respect one of each other's abilities. What a beautiful read by Ethan on the spear.
Ethan finding so many hits!
Oh my god, a beautiful turnaround D-Light, GC D-Light into Cider.
Side
Beautiful
sig.
turn
He's
into
in the lead.
Side. Bam! He's gone!
Ethan, 3 quick reads and a signature to follow it up with, and he is actually in the lead against Wrench. Finds a downlight into the cider. Oh, Wrench put all the way down there. Down there. More damage.
This is absolutely crazy. Wrenched is wow. If he would not have done that D-air, he would have got hit by the side.
Down recovery. Not gonna kill him.
Option just play slow here. Ethan gives out the N air and instantly punished for it by Wrenched with the GC light into recovery to make it 1-1 stock. And this is set stock right here. This is the last stock. Oh, Wrenched allows Ethan to get the sword. Ethan getting punished for throwing out the side air, finally turns around with the N light, goes for the Sig, gets punished again. Wrenched goes off stage. How does he choose to play it? Gets back on stage. Beautiful dodge, but Ethan not having it, turns it around with the D light.
Ethan has been spot dodging back to back to back. His dodge has been so predictable for Wrench to be able to read that I'm very afraid that if Wrench actually does manage to find a proper hit, he will reset him.
And see,
once again,
are almost so predictable as well.
Ethan's been doing the same spot dodge over and over again. Wrench hasn't been
he can't capitalize. That might be it. He can either get another pogo stick. That's it.
Down there again, and the taunt to finish it off.
My man's. That probably has Wrenched heated. 2-1 Ethan into top 8.
Now, we had Ethan taunting him at the start. Ever since then, Wrench was being furious, playing so much better than he was previously, and taunting him back in every single turn he could. But at the final end, Ethan managed to come back, keeps his mental together, kills Wrench, and taunts him to finish off with. I don't know about you, Nux, but that's pretty dominant to get out with.
That's, again, Ethan likes to go for the style points. That's how you do it. That's exactly how I would expect him to do it, honestly, as well. And again, Ethan, he has such meticulous play where he, even though he was being very predictable, he still has a way to come out on top. And that's kind of surprising to me. For at such a high level, if you can be somewhat predictable and then still close out against the summer champion, Wrenched. Why do you think that was?
I think Ethan has been going through so many changes lately where he managed to really dig deep into himself and find the strength to actually finish matches. Previously, he was struggling heavily on his mental game. Whenever he was past, whenever he was not in the lead, he would really struggle being able to catch up. But with his new little bit of a better mentality lately and his actual spear reads, he managed to slowly cave himself back in and find the victory.
All right, folks, we are now in the losers side of the bracket. So this match versus Remy and Puggsy, the loser is eliminated from the tournament.
This is do or die, and what better character to do a do or die match with than John Cena?
John Cena himself, the man that is capable under pressure, playing on the man who is known to make comebacks of a lifetime. And automatically, he doesn't even need it. He is instantly owning the map. The ring, you could call it.
Now, while that is happening, I am trying to get back into the game as I was tossed out.
Oh, it's all good. Just unplug your computer. It'll be fine. But we have... Oh, Puggsy barely going off the edge. Barely misses with the side light. Gets the recovery. Goes back on stage. Remy with a beautiful GC side light to throw him off the other side of the map. Puggsy has limited options here. Remy with this GC N light. Will that do it? He has no options. Barely stays alive. Remy with the turnaround grab out. Chooses to go the optimal route to stay alive. Puggsy chases off edge. Wow. Barely stays alive. Goes for the axe. Remy again just hits him with the side light. Remy, or Puggsy using his recovery to get back on stage. Hits him with the in-air. Hits him with the recovery again. Remy now in the danger zone. Top Gun gets on the bottom of the map. What does he do? Hits him with the side air. Goose, eject. He's gone.
Puggsy choosing right move after right move to take out Remy's stock right there. That was actually so clean on using that side air instead of doing another predictable down there. And Puggsy down there after down there into neutral air, looking like old school axe. But at the end of the day, it does not matter as much as I thought it did because Remy does equalize the stock and take him out.
Beautiful play. Puggsy is just looking so sharp on that axe, but he just can't seem to match it with the sword. And Remy is just playing so optimally with both weapons. The spear is so defensive. His sword is incredibly neutral. He knows exactly when to attack. He knows exactly when to sit back. Look at that dodge in to then get the neutral light. That is beautiful play. His movement is so precise. It's so crisp. It's like beautiful spring water, but he gets hit with the recovery, and that's a gimp.
Yep.
I stand corrected. That's Nestle.
Does catch his down there. I mean, does catch his recovery and gets the double down there. Takes out Remy with it. Puggsy, as per usual, always so good at finding down theirs. And we can see it in this match. Once again, floats up, neutral air, getting a lead slowly but surely. Here's a sider. Downlight sider again. Puggsy has just been getting clean hit after clean hit. Slow and steady.
Oh. And he has Remy on the ropes here. It is 2 orange to 1 red. Remy is on dire straits here in the first game. And this is elimination. Game 1. Remy barely staying alive. A clash keeps him steady. Oh, barely out of range. He's just throwing out 6 left and right. He's hoping something will hit. He has to get rid of this stock now if he has a chance. Remy, can he do it? Puggsy gets hit. He finally gets it. 1 red, deep red to white.
Now, if there is a player to make a comeback like this happen, it is Remy.
1 stock Remy, as you said.
Yep. Puggsy just using cider after cider, trying his best to find this hit.
He's just throwing anything out. He knows if he just blows
Light.
on him, he'll die.
Oh, that cider barely missing. Cider
again.
once again missing.
He's doing it. He's an orange.
Ground pound.
That was like a wheel from hell.
Puggsy with that jump ground pound as a KO option tosses him straight up. Moving on to that, Puggsy is in the lead against Remy super clean John Cena.
This is game for Remy. If he loses, he's out. He's done. This is it. And he's not in top 8. He's outside the money. But Puggsy just... His axe is so clean. Compared to his sword, though, his one downfall that Remy needs to capitalize is when Puggsy has his sword because he stays floaty and he just plays with the deer because that's his only entry option. But a beautiful dodge from Remy to not get hit by that recovery, instantly turn it around. Or ground pound, sorry.
That was so weird because Puggsy actually did that to specifically try and get his dodge. However, uses ground pound a bit too late. That nerf to the active frames of ground pound hitboxes does manage to make it so that Remy can dodge that if he delays his dodge enough. And Puggsy down there, ground pound recovery, hits all 3 of them. Remy is put into the red. Any KO move will be enough to kill.
But Remy's not having any of it. He's keeping Puggsy out of the air, throws away his axe. He can't land. Remy is playing perfect with his spacing. Throws out a random sig, allows Puggsy to get back. Again, not letting Puggsy land at all. Finally hits him, opts to go with the D-light, side light. If he would have recovered there, he probably would have died. Goes for the Falcon Punch, it misses. Go for another one, it misses as well. Puggsy in the advantage now, he has the weapon. And finally, another D-light side air. I would expect them to recovery there.
Puggsy once again down there. Another one. Oh my lord. Another one.
Oh, that's
Puggsy
it.
just hit 4 down there as an edge guard and called it a day.
Hey man, if it works, right?
Is that why you're gold? Moving on.
Come on, man. I'm representing out here.
That's true. We respect that. Now, Remy does equalize it, finds the recovery, tosses him straight up. The thing, one thing about Brawlhalla players that I do find interesting, at least the more new school ones like Puggsy. Oh my lord!
God.
Dash from there, down there,
not
down
done.
there, nair, recovery, puts him up there. This guy doesn't care.
He's out of control, hits him with the cider, doesn't kill, barely stays alive, but that combo in an instant has this game completely in Puggsy's hands. From that one combo, that string was incredible. He read Remy for about like 4 moves straight in the cider to finish it off. He goes up 2 yellow to 1 white. Remy is on elimination stock.
Puggsy keeps confusing me set after set. This guy always does things that no other player really does in the game, but not in the flashy way for the most part, but in just absurd ways. It's things you wouldn't think a high-level Brawlhalla player should be doing. Like, look at this. This guy just jumping in the air.
He's just jumped the air, jumped the air, jumped the air, and Remy does not have an answer.
Oh,
goes for the ground pound, misses the
great.
goal, but it's
the ground pound.
Is that it? Can Remy get back?
That's
He
it.
cannot. Remy is eliminated.
2 wins.
Remy was eliminated 2-0 by Puggsy. Puggsy is in the loser's top 8. What just happened? He turned around and ground pounded Remy to gimp him for the second game. And Puggsy is through to the loser's top 8.
Puggsy is out of his mind.
And this man, for the entire last game, did not use sword once.
down there, into down there, into down there, man. Puggsy. Showing once again that old school meta tactics actually may be the new wave. You know how like fashion goes out of fashion sometimes?
Yeah,
You
like
have,
champion, the rise and the fall, and then the rise again. Yeah, okay.
My mind broke.
You know the sport, like, you know, champion, you know? Like, I'm not wearing designer, but...
Oh!
The designer, champion, you know, like...
Man, who even wears that? Anyways, moving on.
Whoa,
Moving on.
excuse me? Yikes.
Now, after that match, honestly, we are about to have possibly another crazy match because it is our favorite player.
The
of
People's
the
Champion. The People's Champion is coming back for
The
top
champion-
8 in the losers.
The champion of Super Summer Slam so far, at least in the people's hearts, Pierre versus Kui.
And Kui is also, he had his breakout back in March, I believe, when he topped 8 for beating, I don't remember who he beat, but he topped 8 then, and ever since he got his pro debit, and ever since then he's been pretty consistent getting up there with some top 16, top 14, top 12s, and some top 8 placements. He's definitely on the rise, but Pierre is playing out of this world.
That guy seriously does, with how fast he plays, with how everything he is, that guy just confuses me. I don't understand how he's making a Teros look like the fastest character in the game. I don't understand how he's making himself look like one of the best players in the entire world.
It's crazy to me. It's crazy because the best Teroses that we're used to seeing is Brian, and Brian has a playstyle where he waits for people to approach and then uses Teros power to punish them. And usually most of his kills came from Gimps by a GC and Sig off the side of the edge, and then another one to follow up. But with Pierre, it is cold and calculated. I don't know if Fiend taught him a thing or two when they played in Daytona at CEO, but man, the way he uses weapon throws, the way that he goes around, and his movement is just so perfect. Everything he does has been perfect on Teros.
It's a sight to behold, man. Like, honestly, I have a hard time even formulating words because of how Pierre plays. It's truly boggling
when
my
have
mind.
we seen a player this stand out that we have not really that hasn't really broken out before? When is the last time we saw a player of this caliber like this on a character that is not meta?
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Like I said, I don't know what to say about it. I just want, at this point, I feel like I'm just in a ride and I'm just experiencing it with everyone else. Just being able to marvel at this.
I honestly, and don't get me wrong, we're not biased here, but Pierre has won the hearts and the minds of not only Twitch chat, YouTube, and the entire Brawlhalla community with his performances today.
We are just waiting for players to get into the lobby to be able to get the match. Without anything changing, it is still possibly going to be Kui versus Pierre, if not maybe later. But as I say that, we can quickly just take a look at the bracket with what has happened. On the other side, we do have Wrench versus Simba that is waiting to be played. And we also have Lil Capped versus Cosolix. So the notable people that aren't in the tournament anymore is Faison and Santi. Also,
Simba.
Cody Travis being taken out by Puggsy, actually. So Puggsy, Cody Travis, and Santi. I mean,
It looks like a Sidru actually disqualified versus Cody Travis.
Yeah, sometimes players do have something to do, so maybe he just had to leave. He wasn't able to play it out fully. Things can happen at any time. But as I said that, we are finally getting to the game. Kui on the Petra. Although we do know Kui for his guitars and guns mostly. Lucian, considering his breakout performance that happened at CEO, where he just played out of his absolute mind.
Almost beat Bhoomi.
Oh yeah.
One red.
Now we will see him on the Petra instead, and once again Pierre on that Teros, man.
But Pierre is opting for the strength stance this time.
Yeah, because he don't care.
doesn't care at all. But
he just wants
instantly, Kui coming out with a vengeance, having no care. Pierre doesn't have an answer. Instantly taking complete map control. Pierre doesn't even have a first weapon yet. Finally gets the axe.
Did Pierre use up all of his powers to take out Cosolix and almost beat Sandstorm? Has he leveled down after those two insane performances as any other normal human being would?
He's looking like he needs another spirit bomb right now to bring this back.
Or is he able to actually take out Kui as well and just continue on?
This is for top 8, ladies and gentlemen. A beautiful dodge by Kui, did not get hit by the GC and Sig. Oh, and a beautiful delay GC D-Light into recovery. But because Pierre had no options, he had no way to dodge out of it.
Pierre, so far, trying to move out of the way, but Kui, man, finding hits after hits. Seems like he has actually the best download on what Pierre is going to do out of all the players today, which is kind of shocking to say, considering we had Cosolix and Sandstorm play against him. Wow.
Double weapon throw into recovery. Instant death.
Ground pound.
Ground pound.
Yes.
You're right.
I mean, they look almost the same.
This is why I'm gold.
I mean, to be fair, you actually did place better than me as CEO, so
Let's not talk about it. Kui choosing to, this is the first time with his orbs. Oh, but turnaround. Recovery used by Pierre. Doesn't have any options. And a ground pound takes him straight to downtown. Hello, Chicago.
Kui, so far, truly has the best reads on Pierre out of any player. It seems like, I feel like Kui has been in the depths with Pierre long enough compared to the other players that he knows more about him than the other ones do and has a better understanding of what he wants to do. But so far, I haven't seen Pierre be able to move as well as he uses to, as well he usually has been doing this entire day. And Kui with that spirit bomb trying to find the hit, does not land it.
Kui just looks completely in control of this game. An absolute. This is another universe of the Pierre that we saw before this. What is happening? Oh, and a beautiful ledge cancel. Pierre's movement is on point, but Kui, Pierre does not have an answer to the way Kui's playing this match. No matter what he does, Kui just has an answer. Finally gets a side air off. Makes Pierre get away with his weapon. A beautiful misses. And just throwing out random moves now, hoping to hit. And finally gets the recovery with some beautiful movement up top. And it goes down to one stock, but Pierre is in deep, dark red.
Yup, gets DKO off of it. Kui, however, has such a strong position right here. As long as he keeps it calm, doesn't get ran down by Pierre's weird antics, he will be able to take out the sock and clean it out for the first match of the day.
I believe in Pierre. I believe he can bring this back. He has beautiful movement. Kui, oh, Kamehameha barely misses. Finally goes off the edge, hits him with the side air. Is that enough? It's not. Uses his options. Has a recovery left, but it's not enough.
Kui takes out Pierre's first game. Only needs one more to be able to be joined in the top 8 for the best of 5s tomorrow in the Super Summer Slayem. However, Pierre possibly might be able to be a bit more used to Kui and how he moves, how he plays it out, and put it a bit
yeah, you know, he could have been just downloading information that first game, trying to get a feel for things, and maybe he'll come back. And especially the map as well. Miami Dome with the 2 platforms, the very short under platform. It is it's a hard map to play on, especially with a character technically as slow as Taros.
Now, they're both still playing the same characters. No swaps, no color swaps, no stance swaps. Nothing is changing but the map. We are going to Mammoth Fortress. Miami Dome was not Pierre's most optimal map.
He has seen some success on Mammoth Fortress, though, but not enough. Pierre is just completely separating him from these weapons. Finally turns around. Oh, it just does not look like he has an answer to this Petra, no matter what he does. Finally gets some control on the ground.
And it's mostly the gauntlets as well. Kui has been finding interesting ways to actually get into Pierre's range. Now, we did literally just have Sandstorm play Petra against Pierre, and it wasn't working out as well as he wanted it to. So, looking at Kui and Kui being able to find the hits that he has to is kind of interesting. But Pierre claps back with that downlight into Nutsig, does not end up getting the KO with it though.
Awesome. And he keeps going for that spirit bomb off the edge, but it has never hit, not once. But it is a good deterrent from going up on the stage. It forces them to go wide or to wait down under, or else they'll get smacked into oblivion.
Yeah, and he seems like he's actually one of the few Petra players that actually bothers even using it, because a lot of them that I've seen does not try and use it too much as a ledge trap.
Oh, definitely. Oh, but the ground pound instead, Pierre finally has him on the ropes. It's a completely opposite decision now. Pierre just opts to let him go, throws out with a random instant, gets hit by the weapon throw. It's like dodgeball, but he can't dodge.
Now Pierre tried to find a KO on Kui as early as he can, but it doesn't matter because Kui finding these hits after hits, man.
Pierre is on the ropes here. He has to change it up right now if he's gonna get back into this game.
What's a fable to an actual legend? That's what I'm wondering.
Oof. I don't have the answer. I think the story has to write itself before we find out.
I mean, the victors always write the stories, right?
Didn't have to get that deep on us, Daiku. Didn't have to get that deep on us.
Because in that case,
you're right. You're right.
I haven't written many stories in a while now.
We still love you, Daiku.
Oh! Kui with the Hadouken, man. Straight up sends him. It's actually something, every time I see a Petra use that Hadouken, I have not seen them hit it. But
it's so satisfying.
Kui's
Especially when it
finding it.
hits. But Pierre, man, he is on his last stock. Finally gets Kui off his first stock. He's gonna have to run this back like the absolute demon we know he can be. He has to put on his horns. He has to go crazy. He has to level up. He has to become the better version of himself that Twitch chat and the Brawlhalla community knows he can be to bring this back. But he has to do it now. But Kui's not giving him an inch. He's not giving him an inch. He won't even let him crawl. He has to take a mile. The spirit bomb's not gonna work. He can't get an inch. Nothing is working. Kui's taking it with another spirit bomb. Barely misses. What is Pierre gonna do? He has no answer. Side air, D-light, nothing is working. Kui is dancing around him. He's prancing, and it's not even Christmas yet. He throws him off with a side air. He's in deep red now. He's in trouble. The ground pound doesn't hit. This is it. This is his elimination stock. He's in deep red. How does he recover? A turnaround. And it gets the kill, but that's it. 1 red to 1 white. He has brought this back. There's a chance.
I was more excited about you talking to the gameplay, man. Keep going. Oh, as I said, Kui finds the down lag ground pound, ends it, moves on into the top 8. Kui takes up here 2-0, and that is actually it for Pierre's legendary run. That guy actually almost took out Sandstorm, only to be bested by Kui, the other legend from CEO.
In respect to Kui, he did a great job. He's definitely a player that's leveled up recently. Full respect to him. He played his heart out.
All right. So, with that being said, Pierre, respectful placement in a tournament that I have not seen. I've never seen Pierre really play before, and I've heard stories about him. And honestly, seeing a technical Taros is pretty fun. However, today was unfortunately not his day, but a great breakout performance nonetheless. We are going to be now moving into the next set, and that is Wrench versus Simba.
Ooh, bringing out the Jake?
Possibly? I don't know. I mean, players like to troll a lot. And Simba, though, this time going with the Hattori again. Did we not see a match like this earlier? Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Remy versus we had Remy versus Simba play the double. We play Hattori versus Hattori.
Yeah, the double gun Cena.
Yeah. Now, we will have Simba change his name real quick before he gets back into the lobby, as his name is not exactly the name he has listed on Smash GG. Folks, if you are a tournament attendee and you are joining, your Smash GG name has to be correspondent to your in-game name. Make sure that is on deck. Everything is good with that. Now, we are going to be going to this match. Wrench versus Simba. Asuri versus Hattori, the fabled Lion King versus the forever second placer.
Oh God! Don't do him like that, man. Whew. Throwing shots.
I mean, he did win He did win Summer, so it's fine.
But Sandstorm technically didn't complete, so it's maybe second place still.
Moving on.
No comment. Yep. Definitely excited for this match, though.
Indeed. Now, Simba versus Wrenched is a match that I actually don't get to see often enough, I feel like.
Wrenched looks to be AFK? No, this is a psychological move. He's making Simba wait.
Yeah,
This
just
is what
tell him
top tier gameplay looks like.
Now, I wonder what happened. Technically, Wrench does have the rights to restart this, and because of Simba taking him out before 10 seconds are passed, I'm not sure what the ruling is on this because Wrench is not the one killing himself. So I am not sure.
The rules, as I know them, it's that they have the first 30 seconds, I believe, or 10 seconds to. We just received word that this game is void. This does not count. It looks like there are some technical difficulties. This is going to be swiped. This one does not matter. The match has not started yet.
Nope. Simba showing off some dangerous sword juggling skills right now.
It's actually quite impressive. But you know what I think is more impressive? The ability to play so highly every tournament. The amount of grind, like professional players, when people say professional, I don't think they truly understand how much work actually goes into the game. Like there's one thing to play it, but there's another thing to actually sit in training room and to study each move and to check combos and to learn new things and to try out new combos. There is so much work that goes into it, the dedication that's required.
Now, Nux, if I were to tell you that 90% of the top NA Brawlhalla players don't do any of what you just said, would you believe me?
Yeah.
Sadly, that is the unfortunate truth.
But
because half of these NA players, man, they are freaks of natures. I mean, everyone does go in training, but everyone does work out hard. Don't get me wrong. They had to work hard early on as well to get to the higher echelons. But ever since they have been at this top, ever since they have been making it pretty far in, a lot of them don't do what they used to anymore for the most part. Like we have Sandstorm going on vacation and still beating up every single human in the world.
We had Simba playing on a laptop in a Marriott. he was beating top 32 players on 60 hertz laptop with trackpad, with Wi-Fi on a Marriott while he was on vacation. So I get it. I totally get it. But I mean, to get to that level, you know?
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. It is a lot of work, a lot of hard dedication put in.
It looks like Wrench is still having some issues as well.
No, it's kind of weird. What's even happening? Because he's not even moving. He's not a bot.
Yeah, I don't see a disconnection. He's definitely in the game, but finally he comes back to life.
That's probably a bot. That's moving like a bot.
Yep.
Maybe Wrench is disconnecting. All right. Yet again, this game does not count. It is null and void as we did get it finished before any problems. Okay. Simba just going off with some absolutely insane sword combo.
And I told you, at least Simba does try to get some practice in.
But we are going to switch up lobbies a bit, change things, see if we can get this done. Give us a minute, bear with us, as I have to bear with my own life.
Yikes. I feel you on that. Okay, so you said 90% of the upper echelon of NA players do not really practice or grind like that. What players do? What are the 10%?
Noel for sure puts in a lot of hours. I know Ethan puts in a lot of hours. Bhoomi puts in a lot of hours as well. I think the players that don't play as much and still perform is more like Sandstorm, Lil Capped. Remy is a bit of 50-50. Sometimes he plays and plays and plays and plays and doesn't stop playing. And then sometimes he's like, I'm gonna play some League of Legends, you know? Like, but I was just messing about mostly though. People do practice a lot. It's just we like to pretend that we don't.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
okay, so what about EU?
So when we don't, the reason why we pretend is that so we don't perform, we can just blame it on not practicing, even though our hours say like 230 hours logged past 2 weeks.
Okay, looks like this is just a practice to make sure Wrenched is good. Getting up the Mountain Dew. Looks like he's good. Seems like we're getting the match underway here very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. So out of the new update, what do you think the biggest nerf was? Because almost every weapon was touched in the game. I think every weapon was touched in the game, actually.
The biggest nerfs was definitely Scythe. Scythe neutral air. And that Scythe neutral air change actually truly made the weapon lose a lot of his options. The neutral layer into downline loops that Sandstorm was such a fan of was gone. All the dodge through Nair gimps, all of them straight up gone. So it feels like it was actually a direct Sandstorm nerf more than anything else, because he was mainly the person that would do it out of all the side players the most, although other players did know how to do it though. So
it looks like the gauntlets, all that was touched on the gauntlets was that its end light was increased damage from 14 to 15.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just gotta put numbers on things to make it look good, all right? Who knows?
Yeah, minuscule change. Probably
and
not minuscule.
in the long run, small changes do build up, so eventually they do matter in the grander schemes of things. But yes, that is enough of Daiku's little balance corner. Let's move on with it. We have Wrenched versus John Cena, Simba.
And this time he's opting to go with the John Cena skin. We saw last time that he did play one game as the normal Hattori. But hey, rep John Cena while you can. He gives you strength.
Wrench coming out pretty hot with that instant recovery. It seems like it's all working. Everything is good. Both players on deck. Simba has the fire extinguisher, also known as a fire hydrant, apparently in America.
In some places, yep.
In some places, okay. So.
In a rural Kentucky or something. Gosh, Wrenched, he's just, even though he's not hitting, the way that he spaces his movements is just so good, but finally he misspaces it wrong, gets punished for it, doesn't have the recovery, and he gimps himself.
And he's dead. Simba.
I don't understand.
So it seems like he messed up an option or two, which made him be forced to recover in that way. Managed to kill himself with it. Simba.
It almost looks like there's some slight lag on Wrench's side. He's just going for the crazy ground pounds, and he gets gimped! 2 ground pounds and a third to psych him out to go away from the edge, and he's gone, and he's right back in it. And Simba goes, whoops.
Yep. I don't know about you, but I don't think any person that's lagging would be able to do something like that.
it was all psychological.
Ooh, Wrench with a nair, ground pound.
Again,
nair again. Down there.
Is this it?
And kill himself. Nope.
Oh, the throw into pogo stick. Wrench goes to the other side, gets the ground pound. Another throw pogo stick. Wrench goes to the other side.
Oh, and
can't do it.
Barely misses the lead. Although Wrench had such a good nair into down air follow-up, misses getting back up stage fast enough. Simba actually hits him off the ledge, which allows him to get a chase dodge, and he survives because of it. Simba then does the typical egg drop, as we like to call it, where he tosses the weapon down, hits it down there, gets the punish on him. Wrench is once again put far behind. Simba in the lead.
Wrenched reads Simba's dodge and hits him with the D-Sig. GC D-Light into recovery does not kill Simba, unfortunately. Wrench is running out of hope here. He has to get Simba down to 1 stock now if he still has a chance. Finally gets the weapon throw. Barely misses the movement. Doesn't capture with the D-Light. Goes off stage. A beautiful dodge. John Cena is barely staying alive. I don't know how he's doing it. He is deep dark red. Wrench can literally blow on him, and he's just standing still. I think he might have some latency issues.
I mean,
yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's psychological. I don't understand top tier gameplay. Maybe that's just baiting the movement. I'm not sure. But it's deep red.
I don't understand top play either, but
well,
oof.
Apparently Simba does, because he just went up 1-0 versus Wrenched.
Wrench hits him with that down air, and as he hits him with the down air, Simba actually just wakes up out of it, and he's like, alright, I'm gonna side you. You're dead.
Yeah.
Now, Wrench.
So reading up in the chat, it looks like the reason Wrenched was having technical difficulties is because he was using exit lag. So when the technical difficulties were happening, his exit lag ended up crashing. So he is right now, the first game and now this game, he is playing without exit lag on around 90 ping. Just for clarification.
Happens.
Unfortunate, but I mean, that is a playable ping. Some people have to play on that.
Yep. And there's a tournament at the end of the day. We have nothing we can do about it. Wrench now picking Jake the dog. Now, lagging or not lagging, I don't think this is the most advisable choice. So, if he is ready to take the L right here and now, that is on him. We'll have to see. Simba picks John Cena.
Again, a matchup you really wouldn't expect ever seeing, but definitely glad to have it. John Cena versus Jake from Adventure Time. Never in a million years, but right here, available now on Brawlhalla, the www WWE patch is out now. Tongue twister right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I really want to see Wrench throw out the car. Oh, ground pound. Ooh, and
the weapon
throw.
toss as
Beautiful.
well. Now Simba getting these reads, trying to continue the lead he had as much as possible, especially with that GC downline. That was wild.
Honestly.
Silent read again, does not find it because Wrench is not dodging down. NA loves their dodge down reads, man. Something you would never find in EU, as we always try and hit the moon whenever we get hit.
Yeah, absolutely. This game seems to be moving a lot slower too. Simba just going for something now.
What?
Jake uses
What
recovery. Simba brings him back up, holds the side sig on the unarmed. Doesn't hit
Simba's
it.
just being unarmed the entire time. Oh.
Weapon throw all the way from the top.
The doom of many, many talented players, a weapon toss. That might be the old school way of saying I died to an arrow.
Yeah, honestly, the worst one is when you're all the way on the top and you just throw your weapon where it's unseeable and then you go off the edge and it just hits them from downtown. Like the force is crazy. Oh, weapon throw onto the ground. Simba doesn't hit. Wrenched opting to play off the edge.
Weapon toss
Gets
again.
hit with another weapon toss.
What is the option there? What will we see? What will be the finisher of his second stock? A ground pound on stage? Really? That's how you're gonna finish it? Simba in the lead. Tries to do that falling down there, does not end up finding it. However, has
Simba
his recovery.
used his recovery.
Yep. Barely managed to have a situation though. One great thing about being a better player is being able to figure out scenarios where you are in a disadvantage and getting out of them as soon as possible.
Absolutely. Regardless of character, regardless of what you're doing, like Pierre, for example, the better player knows how to adapt.
Ooh, weapon toss. Does not land it.
It looks like all Wrenched is doing is really just sticking to that edge, hoping to bait Simba into going off, and then he can gimp him with those gauntlets, but he is not going for it at all.
Wrench tossing that weapon right after the neutral does not land that though. Had he hit that, that would have been a stock. But he's in such a bad position and the signatures clashing, tossing off so much force both ways. You can't see me. Tries to hit him, does not hit. Wrench downline Sayer gets the KO. I was about to say we're at an even stock, but we are definitely not, because Jake the dog, although he is yellow in color right now, he is deep in red in terms of damage.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Weapon throw almost kills him off the edge. Oh, there we go. The fabled weapon toss doesn't hit. Wrench dodges wide. Simba opting to not even use a weapon, showing complete disrespect here. Trying to hit anything. Finally picks up the spear. You can't see me. Nothing's working. Hit it again. And that's it.
And he lands it with the taunt. Wrench is taken out. Goes 0-2 versus Simba with Jake the dog at the end of it versus his John Cena. Simba moves on into the top 8. And yet again, that is Wrench's run for this tournament. Moving on, we will now have another strong match between Lil Capped himself and the beloved Lance boy, Cosolix.
The Lance God himself, as some would say. Versus the Bodvar King. The Lance God versus the Bodvar King. Who do you think owns this match?
I know.
Do you think it's map dependent?
I can't even tell you one map would be winning for any of them either, though. This is hard, man. I feel like, Lil Capped would be the type of player to hit Cosolix in ways that Cosolix just wouldn't understand. But at the same time, Lil Capped is also the type of player to get hit by every single shenanigan of Cosolix's Lance.
Yeah. I'm hoping to see. It's probably not going to happen, but I really want to see a 0 to death from his Lance. I know.
You'll see it. If Lil Capped dodges up, he's gonna die.
It's instant. It's that one wrong move, you're instantly dead.
Cosolix, one of the absolute best Lance players to do 0 deaths with as well. One of the best Lance players, period, because I don't think there's any other, so he wins by default in that regard. Although he is pretty good with Lance, don't get me wrong. Throwing
shade left and right, my guy. Whew. But look at this movement. They're just both opting to play kind of passive neutral, waiting for one to make a mistake. But Cosolix finally going in, and Lil Capped. Usually you see Lil Capped, but a beautiful read with the N-sig, the bear coming out. Opts to go, throws the weapon away, gets another axe. So if he were to throw it away, he then gets another axe. Weapon starving Cosolix completely. Dash Cider goes in for the side stick. He's just tossing him left and right. Cosolix can't get a weapon. Completely weapon starved by Bodvar. Lil Capped here. Weapon starved across the map. The gods are not in his favor. He can't do a thing.
Lil Capped so far in such a great lead. Maybe I was wrong, man. Lil Capped. I'm always wrong about Lil Capped. Honestly, if you told me to bet against him, I would do it 10 out of 10 times, and I'll probably lose like 8 out of 10 times because of it.
Massive lead too. 3 yellow to 2 white.
I can just feel Noel in the back just saying, man, how could you ever doubt Lil Capped? And I'm just be like, you're right.
Oh, dude, that string is so nasty, and it's not even true. He just expects Cosolix to run into it, because it does.
He keeps tossing out bears after bears after bears. One of the only players in Brawlhalla that would actually even bother tossing out that move enough, if not for Andrew Lim himself.
Oh my gosh. Lil Capped is looking so dominant this first game. Cosolix can't catch a grip. No matter what he throws out, it's instantly punished. If he misses, he gets punished. If he throws it, he gets punished. No matter what he does, he gets punished just like that. Bear to the top.
Bears after bears, man. Lil Capped so far truly showing himself as the best mobile player so far in the game. I just said so far like 3 times.
Oh my gosh, and just like a rocket ship, Cosolix, instead of going down like we saw last time, he is through the moon and sends Cosolix, or sends Lil Capped all the way to the moon.
Cider into the neutral light, stomp into Sair. Lil Capped getting hits after hits, man.
And it looks like Cosolix is waking up just a little bit, but barely. The Cosolix doesn't read the dodge up. He would have had Lil Capped off the edge. He had no options.
Cosolix though, trying to go for that instant grab pound to try and get a hit from it, but he does
it's
not
definitely,
find it.
yeah, it's definitely scary to do on Lance as well.
No, I find that interesting from Lil Capped. As Lil Capped was holding, Cosolix was like right above him, tosses the weapon down. Lil Capped, instead of spot dodging to the weapon, instantly jumps and then dodges to the side. Does not find a KO off of it though.
What?
Not known as the more technical players in Brawlhalla, but nonetheless finds hits after hits.
And he has brought this back, man.
That is the Cosolix special though. Is taken out early on, and then he just slowly starts grinding it back and back with the lance.
Yeah, and it's absolutely crazy. Cosolix finally brings it back entirely. Cosolix with this lance, he's incredible. Again.
He's actually in the lead.
He's just trying to find his footing. He can't find it. Gets thrown away with the axe. His comfort weapon is gone. How does he respond? Finally gets the end light. Gets situated a little bit. Goes and gets the sword. Not his comfort weapon. Misses the combo.
Nair. Recovery. Double recovery. Does not land it. Weapon toss. Cider. Nair again. Oh, and the recovery.
Wow.
And the frame perfect taunt. Bellissima, man. That was actually so solid. He came back from a 3-stock deficit. Well, technically a 2-stock deficit, but a 3-stock comeback. Cosolix.
That was crazy. That was such an epic comeback. Especially with Cosolix being down a complete stock at one point. Compared to that first stock.
2 stocks.
2 stocks. He is so rhythmical on that lance. His movement, the way he understands every matchup is insane. He's like another player when he gets a lance in his hand, regardless of who he's playing or who anyone else is playing against him.
Man, in Brawlhalla, it's 50-50 whether you get your other weapon or the other one. But with Cosolix, it feels like he just draws a lance 10 out of 10 times.
Honestly, and when he does, and just to note, if you, let's say the weapon spawn that happens, if you get a sword and you're playing Thatch, if you throw the weapon, then you'll then line yourself up. When you throw your current weapon, you'll then get another sword. So you can then play the system, but the original one is 50-50.
Yep, and he starts stocking the weapons. However, does throw out his lance in favor for the hammer to get the KO here. Falling theirs.
His hammer is just looking a bit crazy too, throwing Lil Capped up into the sky with the N-airs. And he's not even choosing to go for the lance at this point. He's just being super aggressive with the hammer.
Now with Cosolix, if you give him the space with Hammer, he will do such a good job with it because he knows how to use these signatures. As you can see, falls down, follows Lil Capped from the side, and then ends him with a sider at the end there. Cosolix in the lead, and last match, he managed to do a 3-stock comeback. So, what will happen when he's actually in the lead?
I don't know. It's crazy. He's going to have to try to find a way to keep it, but I don't think he'll have any problem doing that on the Lance. Applying all the pressure, forcing Lil Capped all the way to the edge, forcing him to use all his options, but Lil Capped finally gets him, barely misses the bear. Again, Lil Capped taking control. Cosolix with a beautiful weapon throw into end there. Oh, is that weapon throw going to hit? Nope. Barely misses.
Misses the edge guard as well, but down that stair to follow it up. Does not matter at the end of the day. Lil Capped does get the KO. Stock's not completely equal yet, but it's a good start.
Absolutely. And Lil Capped's just kind of juggling Cosolix at this point.
Ooh.
Barely misses the side sig.
Both players down that staring each other back and forth. Stomp. Oh, does not hit that. Goes for reverse and neutral line instead.
Like you said, it's 50-50.
Cosolix.
And the movement is so precise. They're playing so close into each other's personal hitboxes. And he only has a dodge left. How does Cosolix
and the
play
down
it?
sig.
It's him blown away.
In Cosolix's special favor, man. That guy is the only player I see use Lance down sig as much as he has. And Lil Capped
around side sig.
straight up just kills him with that. They're actually
Instantly.
equal.
Spawn, pick up sword, side sig, dead.
That's like some
Oh,
old
this is what
school
we're talking
vibes.
about. If he dodges up.
Oh, that
Oh,
is...
and beautiful. He has no recovery. Barely gets alive. Holds the side sig too long and Cosolix recovers.
That neutral layer that Cosolix did at the end was actually a heavy miss input. I know that because I used team with him, and whenever that happened, it was input, but it doesn't matter because Cosolix with the hammer sizing closes it out against Lil Capped. 2-0.
Wow.
Cosolix moves into the top 8 of the Super Summer Slayem and a 1v1 tournament, and with that will be the last match of the day. Everyone is in the top 8. Cosolix, like I said, did just take out Lil Capped. Lil Capped is out of the tournament at a respectable 9th place.
But in our top 8 tomorrow, we have Sandstorm versus Noel, Bhoomi versus Ethan in the winner's side. In the losers, we have Koi versus Puggsy, and Simba versus, as we just saw, Cosolix. A very fierce top 8 position to be in, with crazy games that'll happen tomorrow, right here on twitch.tv/Brawlhalla.
Yep. And with that, guys, thank you so much for watching the tournament. Thank you so much for buying all the WWE skins and all of those beautiful things. And with that said, I am Daiku, one of your casters, and with me I had...
This is Nux. Thank you very much.
And that is it for us. Goodbye.
Take care.
See you tomorrow. Top 8.